Keith, we'll go.
Next is the Missile Stakes, which is indeed John Tapp's last race call on the wide world of sports. But he's one juggler, 770, two-masked party, 750. That seems good odds into 680 as I speak. $26 for Winning Hand, $2.90 for the favourite Hockney, 90 cents for Mr. Victory. Valerina at 750 and 9.
They're off and a little slow. Winning Hand. He might have knuckled over at the start. Masked Party is away quickly. La Rose Noir began well. Hockney is whizzing straight into the box seat. And a little looser between that pair. And the old boy Juggler is tailing out as they race down the side. 700 out. Hot as Hell had to work hard to get to a narrow lead over Masked Party. Hockney in third place and out deep is La Rose Noir. Valerina in the pale green colours about fifth, and she's trotting just behind the pace, followed by Little Lucifer between horses, then Specialise from Mr. Victory, Winning Hand and Juggler last as they corner into the straight. It's Masked Party, Hot as Hell on the outside. Hockney popped the question. Further out, La Rose Noir. Valerina's behind them, not getting a lot of room as they come to the 200. Masked Party again got the upper hand over Hot as Hell. Specialise putting in a dash. Hockney's gone. Masked Party in front. Mr. Victory's the one getting right along the fence in the last bit. Masked Party just the leader. Mr. Victory is driving. Mr. Victory on the inside coming home best, and Mr. Victory got up in the last bound to win the missile over Masked Party. Juggler has rocketed home to run third. He's back, followed by Hot as Hell and then Valerina, Little Lucifer from Specialise, Winning Hand. Hockney disappointing. Last is La Rose Noir.
Mr. Victory, 36.70 and 8.20. Number 2, Masked Party, $2 even. Number 1, Juggler, paid $2.50.
Hockney heavily back, didn't handle the track. What did you think of old Juggler?
Well, he was 7 yesterday. He's an absolute marvel, Juggler. There he is, first up, storming home. He's going off to Warwick Farm in 2 weeks' time for the Warwick Stakes. His second up record is unbelievable. 7 times second up for 5 wins. This is what I've got left from yesterday, Bruce, just a few coins. I'm going to keep it for 2 weeks for the Warwick Stakes for Juggler. He'll win at his second up start again.
You can get 100 to 1 City Kid winning the Caulfield Guineas off me right now, so give it to me. I'll have the $2.
The first Group 1 race of the season, the Manikato Stakes from Moonee Valley. And down there,
a piece of information for you. And the first one is that the track has been upgraded to dead at 2 o'clock here at Moonee Valley. So information, Kenny, is that Bart Cummings has graced the venue here at Moonee Valley. Bart has arrived at Moonee Valley, so all the Dane Ripper punters out there, you better get on board. Bart's very keen. Now, I go Special Dane, $6.80 the win and $2.30 the place. Number 2, Sir Boom. Well, he's a roughie, $58 the win. Rock You, $22. $11.90, first up from a long time, and $3.40 the place. Hockney, $8.80. Old Dane Ripper, she's $8.80, as we can see down there, number 10, and $2.20 the place. La Baracas, $3.60. She's pretty good value to win at $1.80. And It's My Sins, good little...
Group 1, 1200, they're set and racing. Beautiful start too. One of the first out is Theatre. Hockney away quickly. Special Dane showing pace, and La Baraka fired up from the outside barrier goes forward. They're followed then by Kiwi Hero and Jugulator from Rebel Sir Boom. In behind those horses, inside the 600, Theatre just a leader. La Baraka the outside, Kiwi Hero third, Classic Day wide out with Jugulator. Special Dane just behind the leading horses, and then Sir Boom and Dane Ripper from Rebel and Hockney. At the turn, Theatre the inside, Classic Day coming at it out wide with La Baraka and Jugulator in the centre. Special Dane has to switch to the inside. It's Theatre, the 3-year Alpha home, leading 2 lengths to Jugulator, Classic Day, La Baraka, Special Dane and Dane Ripper the outside. Theatre the leader, Sir Boom and Dane Ripper, the mighty mare. Dane Ripper sweeps on them out wide, and Dane Ripper wanted to head to Sir Boom. 2 lengths to Theatre third, then Jugulator followed in by Kiwi Hero, Special Dane, Rebel, La Baraka weakened in the straight, Classic Day, It's My Sin, Rock You, then came Hockney, Rum, and Spend was last of all. Inside the 600, Theatre just a leader, La Baraka the outside, Kiwi Hero third, Classic Day wide out with Jugulator. Special Dane just behind the leading horses, and then Sir Boom and Dane Ripper from Rebel and Hockney. At the turn, Theatre the inside. Classic Day coming at it out wide with La Baraka and Jugulator in the centre. Special Dane has to switch to the inside. It's Theatre, the 3-year Alpha home, leading 2 lengths to Jugulator. Classic Day, La Baraka, Special Dane and Dane Ripper the outside. Theatre the leader, Sir Boom and Dane Ripper, the mighty mare. Dane Ripper sweeps on them out wide, and Dane Ripper wanted to head to Sir Boom. 2 lengths to Theatre third.
Dane Ripper.
His stakes earnings past $3 million.
Out after it on the outside, Jugulator, and here's Classic Day and Special Dane. Here she comes, the mare, Special Dane, races to Sir Boone, Special Dane, the outside Special, go, it's good, Dane Ripper.
Ridden superbly by Damien Oliver, Dane Ripper started at 8 to 1, second Sir Boom at 40s, with La Baraka the unplaced favourite. The daily...
All hail the great champion, Dane Ripper. Bart Cummings walked in late, but oh, geez, we know why he walked in. There she is going, saluting the judge in the $200,000 Group 1 Manicato Stakes, and by gee, she won well. She was very forward, she didn't look 100% fit, but I'll tell you what, she's back bigger and better. And Sir Boom the Bolter was, there we have tote dividends here. Dane Ripper.
Catalan Opening, who's favourite in the race. Let's have a look at the prices. Right, number 1, Catalan Opening at $4.20 on the tote. Number 2, Iron Horse at $14.30. Number 3, Northern Drake at $6.30. Number 4, Masked Party is paying $5.80. Monet told that What Can I Say has been back from double figure odds in the ring to about his price on the tote, which is $5.40, round about 9 to 2. Number 11, Brilliance, is a roughie at $21. So the Kiwi run is Terry Bailey.
And Masked Party very firm. They're all set. Group 2, Premier Stakes. What can I say? The inside, racing this time at Iron Horse's shade slow to go. Masked Party out wide on the track. Tourak, Mr. Victory also began very quickly. Brilliance is the 800. Brilliance drove up on the fence, led the way by a neck. Masked Party second. Third is What Can I Say? The Inzetta from Mr. Victory. Tourak wide. Catalan Opening right behind them. Then came Monet's Cove. Northern Drake 5 wide going forward. Then Little Lucifer. Well back is Iron Horse in the north at the tail of the field. They bunch up on the bend. And Brilliance, the 3-year-old, turns in front of Masked Party. Behind them, What Can I Say? About to shoulder out from Mr. Victory, Tourak, and here's the Drake on the outside. Northern Drake with a slashing run, moved up very strongly at the 250, and he hit the lead now. Northern Drake went to the front from Northern Victory, kicking back on the inside, Mr. Victory. Then Masked Party, Catalan Opening, getting out and running home well. On the inside, Masked Party's come back at Mr. Victory, and running out of room then would have been Northern Drake, but Masked Party's come back from the dead to win. After being clearly headed, Masked Party wins it. Second, Mr. Victory. Catalan Opening third. Northern Drake, a great run first up from Tourak and Brilliance. They were followed next home by Iron Horse. Then came What Can I Say? She didn't do a great deal, the Inzetta from the north, and Little Lucifer. And last home, Monet's Cove.
Well, Masked Party got the cash. Brilliantly ridden by Justin Sheehan, but the horse out wide with the yellow sleeves. You write his name down in big, big letters. His name is Northern Drake. He hasn't run a place here. He tired, but it was the best run in the race, believe you me. Masked Party kicks back. Mr. Victory in the centre couldn't quite go on with it. Northern Drake now starts to falter, and Catalan, I can't believe how good a run it was. Northern Drake, and that's Tourak in 5th place in the white colours out wide. 4.81. 5.90 and 75.90 for Count Chivas. He's a light of other days. Marble Halls 13.10. Istedad 18.10. Rustic Dreams 6.70. Rembetica 39.40. Perfect Bound 11.90. Happy the Kiwi Hero. He's a tip 6.20. The Derby winner Gold Guru 6.10. The Hind 20.20. Prince Standan 27.40. Vanan at $20, and Halterman was not.
Again, and they're ready. And racing in the Liston, and Katana was the first to bounce out in the middle. Saswazi Istedad began quickly, going through Kiwi Hero and Final Tempo down to the inside. The Greys, they settled into stride. Tempo at the 800, 3/4 in front of Kiwi Hero. Rembetica third, the outside, and Katana tucked away fourth on the inside. Kaltar coming into it wide around Saswazi, Happy Star, Prince Dandan on the inside. Then Istedad followed by Von Ann, Perfect Bound, 1.5 to Rustic Dream, well back on the inside of Gold Guru and Marble Halls. The Hind second last, and Count Chivas around the turn. Final Tempo first into the straight in the Liston over Kiwi Hero. Katana on the inside, Prince Dandan trying to get out of an awkward place on the rail. Happy Stars held up, Rembetica's running on, Saswazi coming on with Kaltar. Rustic Dream trying to get through. Final Tempo at the 300 leads by 2. Here's Saswazi chasing it with Perfect Bound, and now Von Ann, Gold Guru the widest from Rustic Dream. Perfect Bound hit the lead, Von Ann is after it. Von Ann raced up, took the lead from Perfect Bound. Rustic Dream in the middle. Von Ann, Perfect Bound, they hit it. Von Ann has won it from Perfect Bound and Rustic Dream. A 3-way go. In behind them, Gold Guru made nice ground into 4th from Marble Halls on the rails. And then came Saswazi. The Hind ran on from last. Happy Star, Final 10. Tempo Prince, Dandan Rembetica, Coltar, Kiwi Hero weakened badly, so did Estadard and Katana, and Count Chevis was last and virtually last all the way.
And started at 15s, second perfect bound at 9s, with Rustic Dream the favourite at 11-2.
The win yesterday, Melbourne, Spectrum being the other. What about Gold Guru and the Hind? How did you see their form?
Well, I was a trifle disappointed in Gold Guru, because what are these horses? Like Boann,
He's on the left coming home with a red cap.
She's a 6-year-old mare. She was ridden by a claiming boy who couldn't claim. Certainly, look, had it have been a half length worse, you would have had to go away disappointed. As it was, I thought that Gold Guru would do better. That's expectation again.
He's running into fourth out wide.
I thought Might and Power would have done better. That's expectation. Look, he's gone to the line well. He will improve. But are these a great batch of weight for age horses in Melbourne?
No, they're not. But I'm not. I think from past history, he's run a very good race first up, and I like the Hind's run because he's not a weight for age horse at this stage.
Well, I couldn't argue with that.
Yep.
But again, we go into these races and say,
and let's see if I can tip you a winner. Right. Glamis was scratched this morning. Manana at $9. A heavy track won't help her. Zola gets back a little bit, which is not an advantage. $8. Ruby Call, favourite in the ring as well as on the tote, $4.30. Marty's Magic, $34.80. My tip, Zarul. A little bit better price with bookies, $5.80 on the tote. Crimson Flight, I think she's got an excellent chance now. The way the conditions are, a terrific chance, $9.80. Sprinkler, Hilarity at $9.70, 32.10 Gold Moment, Celebrity.
The gates open. They've jumped away in a very good line. Miss Peridot and Czar Royal out wide, and also Damala away very quickly, and Kalanick showing plenty of early toe. Zola can't go the pace. Confer and Sprinkler on the fence going very quickly and not too far away on settling down. Crimson Celebrity, Manana third last from In Search, and Zola the insetter at the tail of the field, coming down the side now and racing to the 650, and on the inside Sprinkler leads the way. It's just in front of Kalanick and going very quickly. Another one in the centre, Crimson Flight. A length away on the inside is Ruby Call with the run of the race. She's about to be called upon from Hilarity. Then came Confer coming to the outside from Miss Peridot, and further back in the field Damala and the others are well out of play around the bend, and Crimson Flight with the red cap had quickly dashed to the front. Here's Ruby Call into the clear. Ruby Call at the 250 moved up to Crimson Flight. They'll fight out the Silver Shadow. They're well clear from Hilarity and Confer running on. It's Ruby Call the outside, and on the fence Crimson Flight. Crimson Flight in front. Ruby Call can't pick her up at the moment. Crimson Flight edging clear near home, and she's too good. Crimson Flight wins the Silver Shadow. Second is Ruby Call. Confer third. They were followed by Hilarity. In Search, a good run from Damala. Then came Czar Royal. Further back Manana. Never a winning chance from Celebrity. They were followed by Kalanick. Hilarity pulled up quickly past the line from Gold Moment. Well back in the field.
$10 exactly and $3.20. Number 4 Ruby Call at $2.10. Number 9 Confer at $8.70. That was the Silver Shadow Stakes, sponsored by Roseland Studd. We'll take a break now and then come back with Max. A lot of them returning after a spell. Let's have a look at the market once more. Right, from the top, Chavog, $4.50 from the Jack Denham stable. Dracula from the Johnny Hawk stable, $4.70. Laurie's Lottery from the Michael Nolan stable in Toowoomba in Queensland, $4.70. Number 4 Speed Week is a scratching. Ivories, a roughie, $41. Paris Dream, gee, looks the part, but he might just get a little far back in this race, but gee, looks well, $6.10. Pete Bog, $41.40. Landsighting, the hard fit horse. A lot of punters have warmed to him. He's at $3.90.
Racing, Chavog and Sozzle won the start. They're going up looking for the early lead. Pete Bog away pretty quickly. Scotty Lockharbour showing pace. On settling down, it's a good go for the front. Scotty Lockharbour with the gold cap moving up on the outside of Chavog, but Chavog, Paris Dreamin', 3 lengths away, Dracula. 600 metres to go. Chavog outside of Sozzled. A length away, Laurie's Lottery. Then came Scotty Lockharbour. Ivory's 5th inside, Landsighting going forward. 3 lengths, Paris Dream, Touch of Mahogany, Pete Bog and Dracula. On the bend, 400 to go, and York has a good grip on Chavog. He'll turn first. Laurie's Lottery straight up on his outside to be a half a length away. Then came Sozzled, making ground, Landsighting from Scotty Lockharbour and Paris Dream. Chavog straightens for home in front. Here's Laurie's Lottery on the outside. The pumper getting to work. Sozzled the fence and Paris Dream bursting through. Laurie's Lottery at the 150 hit the lead. Paris Dream's after him. Paris Dream the inside. Diane Cassidy. Paris Dream drove up on the fence, took the lead. This is a great return to racing for Paris Dream. Untouched, he'll win the up-and-coming stakes. Laurie's Lottery second, 5 away, Scotty Lockharbour, the despised outsider, third from Sozzled. They were followed by Dracula, a good run. Chavog's pulled up very quickly from Pete Bog, Landsighting of ordinary effort under the circumstances. Then came Ivories, and last of all, Touch of Mahogany.
The dividend $6.20 and $1.90 for Paris Dream. Laurie's Lottery $1.70 and Scotty LaCarba.
Paris Dream, you talked about Di's Genius. This was a super ride. We had Chevog, who's, oh boy, do we give him another chance? He's gone to the front here. Tell us about Paris Dream, 6th on the fence, going around the grey horse now. It was a great ride, wasn't it?
And this is the point where Di could have gone to the outside and still may have won, but watch how he switches to the fence. Now, this was against the trend of racing, and I think this is what won Paris Dream the race. And Bruce, note the shillelagh over the latter stages. This will please you because this is a very kind ride, too. A very clever ride, a very kind ride. Now, he's got the other horse beaten. Now, you would think that, you know, perhaps now a couple around the tail just to make a good thing of it, but he saves the horse. And the fact that Paris Bowes had a couple of barrier trials stood him in good stead, but he's an outstanding 3-year-old.
So Paris Dream, how do you compare him with Splendid Horse, who won in Melbourne yesterday, another Sydney horse, who beat a very good horse in City Kid?
Paris, well, put it this way, I think Melbourne is the B team at present. I don't think that
I find it hard to argue with you, and I'm sorry to say it.
And certainly, horse is a very
good... Might and Power returning, and he's taking on Juggler, the evergreen who never runs a bad race. Let's look at these prices. Rightio, from the top, number 1, Might and Power at $2.50. Bookies aren't quite as generous, but he is in the black. He'll just come in a bit. He's into $2.30 as I speak. Juggler at $2.70. Ebony Griffins. Might and Power now has come into $1.90. Just a tad, a shade of odds on. Juggler out to $3.50 for $1 investment. Ebony Grove, he'll get back a bit farther away. The track's playing $21.40. The same with Star Covered, he's up near $100. Joss Sticks, good, honest, $12.60. Vitronite, $63. And what can I say is suited by the fact that she'll be near the lead and suited by the fact that it's a very heavy track. And that's why she's $8.80 and not $20, as you might have guessed she would have been if the track had been okay.
Racing. Might and Power's begun very quickly. Juggler was just a shade slow to get going. Saltash Castle on the outside, and what can I say, away quickly. The New Zealand mare rushes up on the fence to lead. Might and Power and Saltash Castle back in 100 metres. Mark and Yorkers now putting the acid to the New Zealand mare. It's What Can I Say in front with Might and Power breathing down her throat. 2 lengths away, Juggler coming into the fray. Tie the Knot the fence, running home well, then Saltash Castle on the bend, 450 out. What Can I Say in front. The alarm bells are ringing for Might and Power. He's under pressure. Tie the Knot the fence could be the danger. He's running on, then Juggler. What Can I Say got away on the turn, 2 in front. Might and Power tries to rally back. Tie the Knot the fence running on. What Can I Say at the 250. 2 lengths in front of Tie the Knot. Might and Power. Star Covered down the outside. What Can I Say in front. Muntz throwing everything at the NZer. She's the leader. Here's Star Covered on the outside with Rodney Quinn and Tie the Knot the fence. Shane Dye. Star Covered after What Can I Say. What Can I Say in front, and in a huge form reversal she wins the Warwick Stakes. What Can I Say is one from Star Covered and Tie the Knot or Might and Power. Then came Juggler. Further back in the field to Joss Sticks. They were followed by Saltash Castle, Vitronite, and Ebony Grove was last home in the Warwick Stakes.
Well, Dems from Naha
started at 9 to 1. Second, Star Covered at 125 to 1, while Might and Power started at 10 to 9 on, but had to be content with 4th.
We've given Keith the weekend off and given you the hard task of talking about everything that happened yesterday. Heavy track at Warwick Farm. If someone had said to you that both Juggler at 5 to 2 and Might and Power had missed a place in the Warwick Stakes, you would have taken evens about that, wouldn't you?
I certainly would have, Bruce, but nevertheless, what you've got to take into consideration is the state of the track. Tracks like Warwick Farm yesterday, and I'm not being critical of anybody, we've got to take into consideration that the rain that we've had, but tracks like yesterday can produce bad results.
Let's go to a bit like the Liston, and all due respects to the first 2, and the same in the Liston at the moment. We were looking back though, weren't we? Tell us about Tie the Knot versus Might and Power from a spring point of view.
Well, for a start, Might and Power... rival jockey Shane Dye wasn't disappointed in Might and Power. Alan Denham wasn't disappointed in Might and Power. Chief Steward Ray Murray, he wasn't disappointed in Might and Power. I was disappointed in Might and Power because the difference between me and the other gentleman is I had my money on.
Yeah.
He can improve. He can improve. The bias of the day was against him. He had to be ridden for speed. He just...
I thought he overrode him, to be honest. I thought he...
Explain yourself there.
I thought he gave him far too hard a run first up. He should have sat back a length off the leader. It's easy for me to say that. But
if and but again, you had to be there, Bruce. It was only like the genius of Shane Dye that said, well, you don't have to be there. That was proved once on Paris Bow. But on the subject of Tie the Knot perhaps raced a little too fresh for a stayer, but his run on the face value had far more merit than Might and Power. But I would warn you that Might and Power improves savagely from his first run to his second run, and he is an outstanding horse.
Yeah, I thought philosophically we saw the difference between Australian and English racing yesterday. Had Might and Power been racing in England or Europe, they would have eased him up on the turn and let him drop out. But the punter comes first in Australia and the horse comes second. That is the way we've been brought up. It is not the case overseas, and it's the way it has to be here. Let's go.
Named the Australian Racehorse of the Year tonight in Melbourne. He dominated the 97-98 racing year with wins in the Melbourne Cup, Caulfield Cup, Mercedes Classic. The big gelding earned more than $3.5 million in the season. Connections celebrated the win, and even reclusive trainer Jack Denham said a few words.
Well, the first I produced him, John, I thought he's unbeatable. He's unbeatable in the 1900 race at Canterbury. And he only just fell in and he won by a head. And my words was, the blood is not much good.
Did you say that to Nick?
No, I thought of myself.
Did you really?
The other award winners included Dane Ripper, Mayor of the Year.
2 lengths to Theatre third, then Jubilee.
Here has, for the first time, been decided unanimously. Might and Power was awarded all 164 votes and crowned Australia's champion last night. The win prompted recluse trainer Jack Denham to climb out of his shell for a moment and reflect on the Melbourne Cup win.
And then Nick Marotta says to me, how do we go, Jack? I said, he's got beat. And then Lee Friedman and his wife, they was kissing each other, and Nick said, he's won. I said, no, he got beat. He said, no, the number's in the frame. I said, you beauty.
Now to Anthony Mithen's tips for Memsie Stakes.
Tycoon Lil and Prada. Bartavian's trying to get on terms. Fable over on the outside. And back in behind these covered in grey. Tycoon Lil. Bartavian's popped ahead in front, but she's not done yet. And Mossdown's getting into the clear. Tycoon Lily hasn't hit a Bartavian on the outside. Tycoon Lil and Bartavian. Bartavian's having a crack at Tycoon Lil, who's asked the very last. And Bartavian, I think. Whoa, this is tight.
And that was Bartavian under heavy riding, just getting up to nose Tycoon Lil in New Zealand last Saturday. Now, the stewards wanted to know why the jockey Mick Dittman didn't pull the whip on Tycoon Lil. There she is in close-up in blue and pink on the inside. And I've got to say, if I'd have had me $50 on her, I don't want to know why Mick didn't give her one around the backside as well. She was first up. He was protecting her for later on, but, oh, boy, I reckon he should have given her one, Shane.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. No doubt the trainer and owners told him not to hit it. So what's he doing? He's trying to ride hard hands and heels. The worst thing you can do to any of these good horses is give them a very, very hard run, first run back, because they're gone for the season. There's no doubt you're trying on them. You're going out there to try all the time and give them every chance, like Mick did then. But you don't want to flog them.
But luckily that was in New Zealand, because under the Australian rules of racing, you can't use races as barrier trials. You've got to give them a bang. Coming up the Memsie Stakes, can Dane Ripper win again? Can the quality mare, the class mare, the Cox Plate winner win again? She won last start in the Manikato. Okay, one Doremus, $23, $3.80 for Willoughby. He's the one to beat, or the danger to Dane Ripper, I should say. $10.80 for Sir Boom. Mark of Umrum, $6.70. Over the page, Brave Prince, $13.70. The favourite, Dane Ripper, $3. Our Silky Oak, $96.40. And Lavolta, $13. That's
1400 at Group 2. They're off. Starter sent them away pretty well too. Plaska hunted out of the gates, jumped in front of Dane Ripper. Umrum. Willoughby scorching up, and second coming is settling handy to the leaders, with Sir Boom getting up to be about fifth when they settle foot into stride now. And it's Willoughby racing up on the outside to go to the lead early. And down the side, Willoughby at the 600. Prince behind him, marking him about 4 lengths to Remus. Down the side, Willoughby at the 600. 3/4 Sir Boom, 1 Plaska. Umrum 3 deep round the outside is improving, with second coming between horses. Dane Ripper, the rail held up. The Volta starting a run 3 wide with around the outside coming on well is our Silky Oak when they neared the corner, and then Brave Prince and Aerosmith from Silverglade at the bend, and Willoughby the leader in the Memsie, straightened up in front of Sir Boom with Umrum running on. Behind them Plaska Lavolta second coming. Dane Ripper over on the inside about 6th. Willoughby the leader at the 200. Umrum a length and a half behind it with Lavolta, and Dane Ripper's getting up on the inside. Willoughby the leader inside the 200 from Umrum, and Dane Ripper on the rails. It's Willoughby clear though. Dane Ripper's coming at him. Willoughby tackled by Dane Ripper. She's a fantastic mare, and Dane Ripper got up and beat Willoughby with Lavolta third, I think just in front of Umrum, not much in that. They're trailed in by Doremus. Oh, he's run another fantastic race in the Memsey. Plusker behind him, followed by Sir Boom, Markham, Brave Prince, Aerosmith, and then came behind these was Our Silky Oak, second coming, and Silverglade was last in the Memsey Stakes.
A great ride by Damien Oliver, and that's now 12 wins from 28 starts for Dane Ripper, which started at 5 for 2. Second, the favourite Willoughby at 9 to 4, with La Volta third.
Time on an event, some of the greatest horses have won it, and we had a good one yesterday. Keith Hillier joins us. She is a good one, isn't she, Keith, this Dane Ripper?
Yeah, she's a great mare, and within 48 hours of her being voted Australia's best mare, Bruce, she came out and won the Memsey and gave Bart Memsey Stakes 30 years apart. He'd done it with Galilee 30 years ago. I called her once an opportunist. That's a bit soft for such a great mare, but the Americans would call her a stretch horse because she lets the others do the work, and in the stretch or the straight, she just blows them away. Didn't leave the rails and got home in a photo. But she's so good that she does exactly as you said. She finds her own luck. She makes her own luck, and she can do it. And Willoughby, is there a more consistent horse in Australia than him?
He's a good horse. He's 8 years of age. He's a remarkable horse. He travelled beautifully all the way. There were some great runs in the race. Willoughby, we mentioned. Another 8-year-old, Doremus, was a bit of a run. Tailed off early, Keith, and storming home.
Oh, just spot those pink and blue colours. Thought you
What a horse he is. I mean, he's at the back, Keith. Talk us through. I mean, he too makes a dive towards the rail, doesn't he?
Yes, pink and blue colours. He's about 2 or 3 off the fence. Greg Hall steering him through. He finished third in this race last year, and yesterday only 3 lengths from the winner. Look, he's 8 now, but he's had, I think, only 37 or 38 starts, so he hasn't had a lot of racing. He's going to be back where he belongs in the spring too. He's a marvel, isn't he?
He's remarkable.
And Umrum,
good run.
Foot on the till lift. Next start on.
Yeah, very good. It was the only horse ready to cover ground, wasn't it? And the way it's shaping up, Keith, wouldn't it be great if Dane Ripper, Might and Power don't meet until the Cox Plate and throw in a couple of others? If she can keep winning and Might and Power's in top form, it's going to be one of the great races.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, it always is, and it will be too.
It's the McNeil Stakes, a listed race for 3-year-olds. There's 14 runners, and Lee Freedman and Peter Hayes train half the field. Freedman with 5 and Hayes with 2. Number 1, Coup de Gras, the first of the Freedman runners, is at $17.20. Number 2's fifth of the Freedman runners, Piccadilly Circus, $6.10. Theatre, trained by Rick Hall-Lacey, is the favourite, and it's at $2.60. Cyber Vein at $41. Major Fun at $16.
Theatre the favourite, drawn 1. Ready and racing. Theatre began very quickly on the inside. Coed a little slow. Spice Girl out in a hurry on the outside. Spellmaker's driving up fast as they settle down, and Theatre's got up inside the pair of them. But Spellmaker has enough pace to lead from Spellmaker. Sped them down to the turn. 2 lengths on Theatre, Spice Girl. Jumalik fourth the outside, and then Coed and Piccadilly Circus in the dark blue. Beggars Opera off the track, and they're followed by Special Edition, Major Fun, Cyber Vein and Sedation. Tarot Star well back. Spellmaker led in the straight. The big fella about to be tackled by Theatre. Jumalik is running on well, and Special Edition coming down the outside from Coup de Gras. It's Theatre racing up to Spellmaker. In turn, Jumalik, but Theatre the leader. It's Theatre a length and a half on Jumalik. 2 green behind it, and Theatre is too good for them. Theatre by 2 lengths, Jumalik. Major Fun a good third from Special Edition, Spellmaker, Coed, and then out wider was Tarot Star, followed by Coup de Gras. Behind them, Sedation, Spice Girl Week, and so did Piccadilly Circus. She's finished a long way back in company there with Cyber Vein, and a gap to Beggars Opera, and Hand Pass never came into it today.
$2.60 and $1.50. 10 Jumalik at $2.50, and number 11 Major Fun was third, paid $4 exactly.
How do you rate him, Keith?
Yeah, he's good, Bruce, and those who liked him yesterday expected to get 6 to 4. They got 9 to 4, and with Dane Ripper 5 to 2. So bookies were generous yesterday. Rick Hall-Lacey will decide the next day or two whether to back him up in the Ascot Vale Stakes. He's had 3 rapid runs. Maybe he should wait, and maybe he will wait for either the Ian McEwen at 1,000 metres weight for age, or the C.S. Hayes at 1,200 metres a week later at the Valley.
Speaking of Hayes, the runner-up was a good run, Jimmy. What about Lee Freedman? He had 5 in it, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th and 10th.
Yeah, and look, I wouldn't be rushing.
Thanks, Max. The Concord Stakes coming up, and what a race it's going to be. And it's 90 for Masked Party, 520 for Coogee Walk, 970 for Natoir, getting out a little, 1280 for Confiscate, 14.20 for Blazing Steel. Bazile Bay getting out 13.60. Hot as Hell is out. $10.10 for Pleasure Giver. I told you'd firm a little. $5.20 for Prowl. He's getting out a little because plus. Valerina $17.80, and My Hello broke $25.90.
All set to jump in what is a very wide open betting race. Pleasure Giver's the one they've backed on track. It's a good line. They're racing. Confiscate near the inside and Masked Party out wide on the track. Came out like a rocket. Notoire away quickly and Kidlat showing speed over Perfect Rapture. Valthatail is Blazing Steel. 700 metres out and Kidlat went to the front. He leads the way with Masked Party travelling at his girth the outside. Then came Notoire third the fence. A length further back Valerina. Perfect Rapture wide on the rail. Confiscate. Then came Prowl. Well back Specialise. Coogee walks back near the tail of the field as they turn the bend with Pleasure Giver and Bazille Bay in the straight. And Kidlat shifting ground leads the way. Notoire on the fence coming at it. Masked Party under pressure. Confiscate's about to burst through in the centre. And further out on the track running on is Valerina and Specialise behind them. Notoire hit the lead. Confiscate's after Notoire at the 100. Notoire drew clear. Confiscate's now out after him. Notoire in front. Confiscate slowly but surely gunning him down and he'll get up and win Confiscate. Confiscate, great first up record and he wins from Notoire and Blazing Steel flying for third from Kidlat and then Pleasure Giver. Specialise was next from My Halo Break, Bazille Bay. They were followed by Coogee Walk, Masked Party, Perfect Rapture, Valerina, and last of all, and just going over the line now, Prowl. There looks to be a problem with the Golden Slipper winner.
Number 4, Confiscate, 12, 10 and 4.30. Number 3, Notoire, has paid $3 exactly. And number 5, Blazing Steel, has paid $4.40.
Saw in Sydney, Prowl bled and is out of the spring, which is shocking news because I think Clary thought he'd come up very well, didn't you?
Yes, that's terrible big news, Bruce, because to be out...
Pretty good field of 3-year-olds, not quite as good as a vintage year, but an interesting race nevertheless. Number 1, Mr. Bow, 9.30 into 8.80. It's still over his price with the bookies. 43.20, Huge Jet, 18.20 for Medicine. King Win at 24.40. Kid 60. High Typhoon, $5.20. Air Affair, $59.20. And we go over the page to Typhoon, $31.20. Con Air, $15.80. Strain.
Blinking. The gates open and Union Wells drop back after the start. Winter Garden, Huge Jet out wide. Odysseus into stride very quickly. Medicine showing some speed and King Win quickly going up on the fence into a good berth. Just off in came Lawyer. Medicine making ground. Air Affairs a long way back in the field. Arena's got nowhere to go. Going around them is Typhoon. Then Captive Choice Strange. And Union Wells at the tail of the field. The Peter Pan field turns for home. 4.50 out. Huge Jet in front of King Win and Mr. Bow the outside. A length further back. Room for a slew. Kidmar the centre running on, and further back in the field to Arena. Cassidy desperately looking for a run from Air Affair. High Typhoon's under pressure. Huge Jet at any old odds at the 200 in front of Mr. Bow. It's Huge Jet 2 lengths to Mr. Bow, then Con Air, Kidmar, Arena, and down the outside Typhoon, but it's Huge Jet. Cooksley going for home, and in a real boil over in the Peter Pan Stakes, Huge Jet kills them. Huge Jet wins 3 lengths on the line to Con Air, Photo third, Typhoon, Mr. Bow and Arena. Strange from the tail of the field over Odysseus. Then Union Wells further back to Lawyer. High Typhoon never came into it from Medicine. Captive Choice. Then Maestro Maker. Kidmar well back.
Has officially run third. Mr. Bow. That is now official. Huge Jet bolted in. Far too good. $29.60 and $8.80. Air Affair, one of 2 stablemates in the race, has run second. And third was Tia.
Grant Cooksley was at a demolition derby. 7 weeks and $500,000 fine. He won the race. He must have dusted them up early.
Huge Jet, he also... Is that the Huge Jet race that he got fined on?
Yes.
Who won the Peter Pan yesterday, which was a pretty average old Peter Pan, but this horse was very impressive. Arena, I'm not sure, but this horse was very impressive. Arena, I'm not sure about him, but in 5th place. Look, Max reckons that Melbourne's the B grade and Sydney's the A grade, and because of that, we're not going to show any Sydney races at all today, Keith. But it would...
Look at the market on the next event in Sydney, and Laurie's Lottery is the pronounced favourite here on course, and as you can see on the Sky ratings, it's the top rater at 100. Wales Tote at $8.40, Dracula $4.80. Laurie's Lottery, a pronounced favourite on all 3 totes, both New South Wales and Super Tap, and also the Queensland tote, $1.70, lots shorter in Queensland.
A little bit of the gloss taken off it now with Paris Dream failing in the previous, or the first race on the program, but he's the one that they've come for. But on the tote, you can see the market mover is Dracula into 460. That's not, is what racing this time. Laurie's Lottery only fairly away and to the music first to go. Chavog quickly bounced away smartly and Shin Can See settling third. A length away Dracula now passed on the fence by Spend, and can you believe it, Laurie's Lottery's last of all. Ben 650 out. Chavog in front by a length on to the music. Shin Can See the fence. Laurie's Lottery on a limb, 3 wide moving into it. A length Dracula and Spend on his inside. Chavog under a good grip on the bend. 450 out and York yet to release the brakes and Chavog turned in front. Shin Can See 2 lengths away. Laurie's Lottery to the outside. Then Dracula Spend the fence and down the outside to the music. Chavog under sees now from Shin Can See, and Laurie's Lottery at the 250 on top of the rise. Laurie's Lottery after Shin Can See. Shin Can See in front of Laurie's Lottery. Then Chavog and Dracula. Cassidy throwing everything at the big Toowoomba colt. He's in front. Laurie's Lottery. Shin Can See can't match him the last little bit. Laurie's is too good. Laurie's Lottery wins the Roman Consul from Shin Can See. 3 lengths to Dracula. Chavog folded up badly. Then came Spend and to the music last home.
Was gone, although in running it probably wasn't.
Yeah, oh, he's just a real top horse. I mean, he'll get recognition down the track, but he's just so good. I mean, he's 4 deep the entire and he still wins.
Did he run about a bit?
Good on you, Michael. Laurie's Lottery 180 and $1.40. Shin Can See 240. Insufficient starters for a third dividend. There's your Quinella 520.
Some of the ratings, the Sky ratings for the Ascot Vale Stakes. We see Theatre, the very smart Theatre, rated at 100. City Kid equal there at also at 100. Splendid Hot the market for the Ascot Vale Stakes. We see Sire's Produce Stakes winner Coup de Gras showing $24. Mosman, the smart Clary Connors trained horse, showing $10. Splendid Horse is at $12. Theatre very well fancied at $3.50. Danila, the Blue Diamond Stakes winner, is at $5.10. Glamorimus, my tip here, great value at $19. Slavonic, which also looked very well in the mounting yard, showing $11.
Out of the 4 top horses in the betting, three of them have drawn gates 1, 2 and 3, and yet the tip is they're going to cross to the inside rail. This is going to be a most intriguing concept. Nearly ready. Just about ready. Off. Theatre began well over near the outside with Dane Lar and Slavonic, and yes, it looks like they're all going to cross to the flat side rail. And out very quickly is Delirious and Glamorimus, and they speed down to the rail, and they found it in front of Splendid Horse, who began very quickly, and he's going up on their outside. Cooter side rail from barrier 2. Heading to the 600 metres now. Mossman moved up outside Glamorimus and Splendid Horse in the middle of those. Couple of lengths back to Theatre is 4th on the outside, and then Delirious. City Kid just inside Theatre, and then Coup de Gras. Dane Lara a good way back on the inside. Slavonic Natural is My Name out wider. Major Fun and Admired last inside the 400 now. And Mossman and Splendid Horse, the 2 Sydney siders lead with City Kid running on. Theatre's coming with him, and they're clear of Slavonic, and then Coup de Gras and Delirious at the 200 metres, and Theatre's come with City Kid to go to the lead together. City Kid and Theatre, and here's Slavonic finishing well, and Major Fun. It's Theatre in front of City Kid, Major Fun. It's Theatre the leader, and Theatre the mighty colt wins it. Theatre's won it. Photo the miners, either City Kid or Major Fun out wide, and Slavonic between them just missing the place. They're followed by Admired Natural is My Name, Delirious, and just behind it was Mossman. Danelaw never came into it. Natural is My Name finishing in that bunch, and behind them was Coup de Gras, Splendid Horse Weekend, and Glamorimus finished last of all.
City Kid's going with him now. Theatre and City Kid get up to Mosman, who's not finding much from Splendid Horse. It's Theatre the outside and City Kid. Then Slavonic late, followed by Major Fun. Theatre drew a neck in front. Gouchy calls on him. He finds Theatre. He draws away from City Kid. And it's Theatre. Theatre by a length. Maybe City Kid and...
Were you relatively confident coming into this race today?
Yes, but he had a slight mishap on the float, and I cancelled my bet.
Really? Can you tell us what happened on the way to racing?
He kicked and got a plate off and stood on another one. It was just a bit of a worry.
Tongue-tied.
Confirmed, and there will be upon correct weight. Theatre, paid $3.60 and $1.70. City Kid, $2.40. Major Fun, $2.90. The winner ridden by Darren Gouchy, so it's a double for Darren. $10.60 the Quinella, the trifecta, 4, 7 and 9, 186.
Good horse. Now, Laurie's Lottery dropped in there. You saw him yesterday. Is he better than those or about the same?
No, again, I've got to say I feel that Melbourne is getting into it. I think this was a very courageous win of Theatre. The only problem was with Theatre and Laurie's Lottery, are they doing it too hard too soon? Will they train on? Now, look, he is getting a shellacking now, Theatre. It's a good game, courageous effort. He's got to back up. He's got to keep on improving. He's with a good trainer. Perhaps he can, but that's the slight reservation I've got about Theatre. Same with Laurie's Lottery. Laurie's Lottery was a most impressive winner yesterday, but had to do it tough. And that's got to be the query. How
here for the running of the Group 2 Craigley Stakes, a race that I've been looking forward to, and I'm sure plenty of other people have too. Just looking at the horses in the mounting yard here, we'll go to Sky Ratings first. Here we see Gold Guru, the champion 3-year-old, rated at 100. His stablemate, Umrum, is at 97. Marble, $46. Heath Smart Import, Darazari at $26. Let's go over the page now to Knightly Sword, who is showing $80. Gold Guru, very well fancied here, and can't understand why. Only joking there. $3.30 is showing for the win. Umrum, his stable mate, is showing $6.30. The Hind is showing $26. Our Unicorn is at $23. Old Tawny, $20. Spectrum, quite well fancied there at $6.30. And Von...
Here, let me tell you, Umrum has come in for good support, and it's going to run the top pick. Umrum top pick. Its stablemate Gold Guru has drifted out a couple of points. Very good value at the moment, firming all the while. Umrum on 10. They go. Cheviot, one of the first to bounce out. Vanan was away quickly. Marble Hall's a little slow, and he's riding him along early at the back of the field. Spectrum jumped well, so did Darazari, going up towards the leaders early. Umrum's firing towards the front with Perfect Bound. They've got a little over Spectrum there. Our Unicorn settling a good way back, followed by Old Tawny, Silver Glade, Heed the Toll, and the Hind is last at the 800. Knightly Sword sped to the lead down the side and led Marble Halls. Umrum on the fence. A length and a half behind them is Istadard, and then Darazari with the white cap on. About a length further back is Cheviot, followed by Perfect Bound. Gold Guru's been off the track all the way. Spectrum comes wide. The Unicorns push right out wide when they swing the corner. And Umrum gets up on the inside and leads from Knightly Sword. Darazari directly behind the leader. Wider out is Istadard, followed by Marble Halls. Gold Guru the deepest. Old Tawny running up behind them into a pocket on the fence. Umrum slipped away. Down to the 200. He's put more than 2 lengths on Darazari. Old Tawny running on well on the inside. Wider out Gold Guru and our Unicorn. But it's Umrum well clear with 100 to go. 2 lengths to Darazari running a big race. Our Unicorn the outside, but Umrum in front. And Umrum takes the Craigley. Beat Darazari and our Unicorn in a photo. Just behind them, Old Tawny, a nice run. Then came Gold Guru, never on the track. The Hind made good ground. Cheviot next to finish, followed by Von Ann and Spectrum. Heed the Toll. Istadard weakened badly with Silver Glade towards the end. Knightly Sword, one of the last, and Marble Halls, last year's winner after a hard run last.
Good run from the Melbourne Cup. At the extreme left, and it was a good run from a Melbourne Cup point of view.
In front of Darazari into the clear, then Old Tawny from Cheviot, and here's Gold Guru down the centre of the track with our Unicorn, and the Hind is making ground, but Umrum at the 150, 2 in front of Darazari. Old Tawny, followed by our Unicorn finishing hard, but Umrum in front. Darazari, our Unicorn won't get there. Umrum 3/4 to either our Unicorn or Darazari. Behind them, Old Tawny.
Big day for Leon McDonald. Will
11 ridden by Danny Dekalik has taken it out. Oh, and a horrifying incident right in front of us here with Perfect Bound having collapsed to the course. And he's broken down hopelessly. But
he rides very well.
Well, is he likely to continue his association with the horse throughout the spring now?
I think he'd shoot me if I took him off.
It really is terrific to see this horse come back. You've always had a high opinion of him. Unfortunately, it went amiss from the $4.30. The Smart Import Darazari, huge run second there, and paid $4.90. And our Unicorn, $6.10. The Quinella has paid $47.20, and the Trifecta...
Trainer, it was a smart move. What he did with Umrum, he decided not to give him the fortnight's break, to race him on consecutive Saturdays to miss Day and Ripper next week. It paid off beautifully for him, didn't it?
Oh, the quick backup to that hard racing condition. It's vital. And incidentally, McDonald's other horse, Gold Guru, it was the run of the race because Gold Guru...
Big day for Leon McDonald. Will fly one in Adelaide. Our Unicorn was a good run, and Colin Alderson can train a stayer.
Yes, I think yesterday showed that Melbourne could well be getting back to being a major player in the racing stakes.
Gee, I've written that down. I'll remind you of that.
I'm only sorry Kilia's not here.
Do you like the form of this?
Yes. Yes.
Out of the race, you reckon the form will hold up?
I do think the form will hold up. Where I think the form horses in that race will improve. Our Unicorns will improve. The Gold Gurus will improve, and will improve vastly.
Interesting. Okay, we go to the 3-year-olds, the Ascot Farm.
Chelmsford Stakes, and here we go. It's Might and Power, the ratings, by the way. Might and Power is the top one. Only just, though, ahead of Tie the Knot on 99. They're clearly ahead of Star Covered on 94, and Juggler Power $1.70. Juggler $3.90. Ebony Grove late scratching. Star Covered $10. Tie the Knot $5.10. Vitronite $27, and pipe number 7 is scratching.
Keep at the market before they go in the Chelmsford Stakes. Might and Power $1.70. Juggler $4.10. Looks a treat, old Juggler.
Light on in their racing, and the 5 came away as one with Tie the Knot in the red colours away very quickly. Juggler and Might and Power on the outside now surging up. York's going to take him to the front. Juggler will settle down second. Tie the Knot run at the 700 metres mark, and Might and Power has travelled smoothly for York in the lead. He leads the way from Star Covered, rushing up. Juggler now going through to keep him wide. A length away, Tie the Knot, and Vitronite dropped out to be last of the 5 inside the 600, and Might and Power will corner first by a length and a half on Juggler, being slapped up. Heeled along Star Covered, then Tie the Knot to the outside, and further back Vitronite into the home straight, and York is now about to let the champ loose, and Might and Power led the way. 2 lengths in front of Juggler. He's nothing but game, Juggler. He's going to make Might and Power work for this victory, and Tie the Knot 2 lengths away. Juggler coming after Might and Power at the 150. Might and Power in front. York desperate. Here's Juggler looming up the old boy. Might and Power responds like the champion he is. Juggler can't pick up Might and Power, and he's too good. He wins the Chelmsford. Might and Power first, Juggler second, Tie the Knot 3 away third, then Star Covered, and Vitronite was last home. They won't be beating him, I don't think, this campaign further on, Might and Power. He's really working into a real dead, die-in-the-wall stayer. Power rallied strongly, and that's the best part of his work. Look at him stretch out that last 50 metres, and he really has evolved into a very powerful stayer who's only going to be a lot fitter for that. In the home straight, he was tackled by Juggler. York riding hard with the whip in the right hand. Cassidy aboard Juggler. No need to hit Juggler with the whip that hard because he tries his heart out. But he was...
After Might and Power's brilliant win in the Chelmsford Stakes. Jack, just for 2 strides were you worried when old Juggler loomed up?
No, John, he's all heart and not. When he gets over a mile and a quarter, he'll see the right Might and Power. Yeah. At the moment, he's about 7 or 8 weeks away from the race he's set for. Yeah. He's not wound up properly at the moment. No. And he'll improve a lot on that.
It was almost as though he let Juggler get to his girth, and then when he heard him there, he dropped into another gear.
Yeah, well, he's all fight, all heart.
Yeah. He looked pretty well tuned up, Jack. You've got him pretty forward, but long way to go.
Long way to go yet, John.
He's a mighty horse. You've had a lot of top liners, but I don't think I've seen you as excited about a horse as this fella.
No, he's a true racehorse, and everyone was disappointed the other day, but I wasn't, because I know how far forward he is in his preparation. Yeah. And after today, he'll be a different horse.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Go in him. And I hope he doesn't stop now, because I'd like to do a lot more interviews in the immediate future.
Alan Top, 60 and 130. Juggler 180. No third for Tie the Knot. 350 to Quinella, $6.70. One
ways. And we had a great horse win yesterday. He is a really top-class horse. Whether he goes on to be an absolute champion, I think we have to wait another 12 months. But he's on the way. He was challenged by Juggler. I'm talking about Might and Power. He leads Juggler here and Tie the Knot sitting on them, but he showed a lot of strength in the last 150 metres.
Yes, Bruce, certainly he won the race. I'm not going to go gaga over the performance. It was a race tailor-made for him. And just how good is Juggler today? But have a look, the next couple of strides. Juggler lays it down to him. In the enclosure before the race, I thought Might and Power was fitter than Juggler, and this is where Juggler just starts to run out of gas about here. Might and Power, top horse that he is, pulls it out, gets to the line strongly. Might and Power will improve, which has always been the trend with him. He's going to be a major force with all the races in the coming races, but just at this point, I can't say that yesterday was one of his great performances.
Tie the Knot's the favourite for both the Cups. Did he hold his ground, do you think, yesterday?
Oh, definitely. That was a nice run for a handicapper. But Might and Power is a weight-for-age horse. See, with Juggler, 7, is he as good as he was?
Probably not.
And to me, as I said, I thought he had more improvement looking at him than Might and Power. But against that, old horses, they start to hurt. You can't train them right. So you've just got to say, well, Juggler's a day-to-day proposition, but Might and Power will get better, and he is one hell of a racehorse. I'm not bagging Might and Power, but yesterday I would have been satisfied if Might and Power had won that race the way it was run by a length and a half.
Look, he does get better.
Randwick in Sydney, and this is the Tramway, one of the feature races today. Champagne and On Air and Adam, the 3 of them. on 100. So the Sky Ratings cannot split them. Iron Horse at $18, ridden by Chris Muntz. Yippee-I-O, $7.80. Champagne, Shane Dyes Mount, $11. Now Northern Drake is at $5.50 with Rod Quinn aboard. On a Corporate James, 14. Big odds about Monet's Cove and Zashaline. $22 for Pursuits, $4.10 Adam. And Beasley, well in the market there, as you can see, Adam.
That I've seen a better tramway field, certainly not in the last 10 or 15 years. And
this one on track, Northern Drake, and also Adam. They're the equal favourites. Late support for Northern. It's open, and Northern Drake and Iron Horse began well, but they don't have the early speed of Adam, and Arletty on the fence going away very quickly on settling down. Not too far in front of him, and Pursuits at the tail of the field. 900 out, and Adam leads the way. He's a length in front of Monet's Cove, Arletty, and Iron Horse out on a limb. Champagne poised to pounce. A length away to Dodge, then came Antiquity. Northern Drake's been wide the trip. On air the centre from Corporate James, Yippee-I-O, Zashaline, and last of all is Pursuit. 6 lengths first to last, 600 out. Adam in charge, leading the way. He's away from the fence. Arletty sneaks up on his inside. Monet's Cove third. Iron Horse deep. Champagne waiting for a run. Further back in the field to Antiquity, starting to get a wriggle on. Then came Yippee-I-O, who's made great ground the fence as they turn. Northern Drake's well back. Adam well away from the fence. 5 out. He leads the way. Arletty's coming after him. 2 lengths to Antiquity. Yippee-I-O. Then came Champagne, Zashaline, and Northern Drake starting to extend on the outside. It's Adam in front of Arletty with Northern Drake and Corporate James. Corporate James and Northern Drake get to Adam at the 100. Corporate James hit the lead. The old boy streaking away near home, and Corporate James wins the tramway. Northern Drake second. Third is Adam. Then came Arletty. Pursuits a good run. Iron Horse not far away from Antiquity. Zashaline on air. Yippee-I-O. Dodge well back. Champagne. She didn't go on in the straight. And last of all was Monet's Cove. This horse has a great record second up. Corporate James, a 7-year-old, formerly out deep on the track, but Corporate James just went straight past him. Trifecta, $230.40. Corporate James, Northern Drake, Adam. Those numbers official of 9, 4 and 13. Well, that
divvies at Randwick, the approximates $13.90 and $4.10 Corporate James. Just when I thought Northern Drake was going to win, along came the Corporate James. $2 it paid Northern Drake, and Adam $1.80. This is Cornella $32.20 trifecta, $230.
Flemington. Well, now let's take a look at the markets for race 7 here. We see staging rated at 100, Special Dane, the smart local galloper at 99. Class look at the market, Special Dane at $5.30, Rebel $22, Rock You at $6, Pengulu $12, Staging $9.70, Hockney $9.50, El Mirada $7.30, Grand Bay 44s. Over the page we go to Sir Swayze at 30s, $17. So an interesting race coming up, and
Righto, Joe, this is a Group 3 race. It's been won by some smart horses over the years. Placid Arc, Hariba, Golden Sword have all been winners here. And this year, Special Dane in gate 15. Off they go. Special Dane began well with Staging and Mighty Way. Lord Laskin was away all right, and also showing some pace out there. Rock You and It's My Sin. On this occasion, they are splitting. Now, let's look to the grandstand side here. Hockney was the first to bounce out. Camino Rose was away swiftly. Just in behind them is Classic Day, followed by Rebel and Pengulu and Cornwall Queen. Last of the horses coming down the grandstand side. Over on the other side of the course now at the 800 metres, Special Dane the leader. Lucky Day is on its outside, and Grand Bay a little wider out. Mighty Way just in behind them, followed by Lord Lusk and It's My Sin. Staging a good way back in company with Rock You, and then El Mirada and Sir Swayze, one of the last down on the flat side. Out to the grandstand now, and Hockney is just the leader. Hockney in front of Classic Day, coming after it. Camino Rose in the middle, and then Pengulu, Rock You, and Rebel rather, and Cornwall Queen last of that division. On the other side now, Special Dane under the whip. Grand Bay coming at it. It's My Sin is unwinding. El Mirada was checked. They're inside the 200 here, and hard to split the divisions. Hockney, Classic Day and Rebel down the outside. Rock You, Mighty Way hit the front with El Mirada. Right across the track, El Mirada's flying home the best. El Mirada. El Mirada's won it either Mighty Way or Rock You for the miners, I'd say. They're the best of them down on the flat side in front of Grand Bay. Out on the other side was Classic Day with Pengulu, and Hockney not far away from Rebel and Cornwall Queen. Camino Rose was last of that division down there. Over on the other side,
outside. Special Day wasn't far from them from staging, and they were trailed a bit further back in the field by Swayze, Lucky Day, It's My Sin, and towards the end of the field there, orange colours has taken the lead from Rock You and Mighty Way on the rail, and it's first, second and third on the inside rail. Hockney first home out on the grandstand side there, but he
told the best part of the game and come up well.
Where will we see El Morada lining up next, Nigel?
Hopefully in the Shadow Cup.
All right, well, thanks for your time.
Rider 8.10 and 2.30. Rock You, $2.20. Mighty Way, $4.40. The Quinella, $21.80. The Trifecta, $701. Ken, welcome back. The Furious Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies is coming up shortly. Let's have a look at the Sky ratings and then a check of the tote market before we take you to John Tapp. Crimson Flight is the top raider at 100. Sunline, though, close in attendance there, 99 for number 11, Sunline. And then my ratings is Crimson Flight. Zola, $15. Crimson Flight, currently $6 in New South Wales. Rubicall, $4.70. $5.90 Tsar Royal. Follow Gold, Big Odds, there by Jerry Harvey. Sunline, number 11, $5.10. Hilarity, $19. $35 Darmala. And
on the inside, the gates open. Tsar Royale bounced away pretty well. Hilarity out wide and Witchet of two of the first to go, but Tsar Royale's going to burn through, and she'll lead on settling down. Tsar Royale in front, but Sunline's going to go up and test her for the early position. 800 metres to go and going to the front. Hilarity on the outside of Sunline. Wichita on the outside, raced up to be third. A length further back, Tsar Royale in the box seat. They were followed by Follow Goal. Further out on the track, starting to move forward, Ruby Call over Crimson Flight. Liana in search, well back with Daikara, confers about 6 deep. Then Damala, and near the tail of the field is Zola. On the bend, 450 to go, and the leader is Sunline, moving up again, Hilarity. A length away, coming to the outside, Wichita. Follow Goal with the red cap. Ruby Call bounced into her. She's starting to run from Crimson Flight. Well in the straight on top of the rise, and this is bolted away, Sunline. The NZ race 3 lengths in front in the twinkling of the eye. Tsar Royale's getting out. Then came Wichita and Ruby Call, but Sunline will keep her imposing record of 5 out of 5 intact. She is scorching away near home, and Sunline, this is a win. She wins the Furious Stakes by 5 lengths. Second, Tsar Royale. Wichita a good run third from Ruby Call. Then Damala in search. They were followed by Confer out wide on the track over Follow Goal, Liana. Well back in the field, Daikara, Crimson Flight. Zola never got spotted. And Hilarity, who led them towards the bend near the tail of the field.
About the move in at Doomben. Sunline, Tsar Royal, Wichita, her approximate totes there in Sydney, $4.80, $1.90, $2.30 and $6.60. I think it's time to take it out of Doomben.
That takes the eye when he walks around. You know, we have a look at his last start.
$2.70 on the tote there, as you can see. Number 6, Tarot Star, at $3.50.
Group 3 race. Colin Hayes Stakes and Jumalik, trained by Colin's son Peter. Heavily backed on track, clear top, and off they go, and that was a good dispatch. Sedation and Samantha strike out wide, beginning quickly and out fast too is Happy Paint. Cooktown's going like the wind. Jumalik settling fourth on the inside from Tough Sword. Went on with a job at the 600, takes the lead by a length to Jumalik, and hand pass on the inside. 2 lengths further back in the field, Sedation starting a run around the outside of Tough Sword and Happy Paint. Tarot Stars working into the race pretty well next, and then Special Edition. Mastic a neck in front of Jumalik, going better on the inside of it. Sedation wider out. Now Tarot Star starting to close on the leaders, and then Electrifying. Jumalik and Mastic come round the turn together. It's Jumalik on the rails headed by Mastic, and Tarot Star's coming on with Sedation. It's Tarot Star and Sedation taking the lead from Mastic. It's Tarot Star and Sedation. Sedation's fighting on well on the inside. Sedation wins it by a neck to Tarot Star. And 3 lengths to Mastic, who's done a great job third. Then Electrifying, Lord of the Pines, Jumalik. Long break in the field then to Special Edition and Dangerous Reef. Lawrence well back, followed by Happy Paint, Tough Sword, Cooktown, Samantha Strike, and Hand Pass last of all. The winner's today.
The venue for a race called the Gloaming Stakes, and it'll be coming up shortly. And Huge Jet, who bolted away with the Peter Pan a fortnight ago, has come up 100 on the computer ratings. Arena 99 in Blinkers Jet, $6.50. Mr. Bow, 14. Air Affair, 22. Kingwin, 37. Odysseus, 24. Arena, 330. Room, Franklin Rivers from the John Morris stable, 550. Number 10, Conair, 33. Strange Stakes, Huge Jet, 610.
And the Gloaming Stakes, and out wide, Room for a Slew was very slow to get going. Huge Jet out in the centre, jumped away quickly. Franklin Rivers with the black cap, and on the fence, Maestro Maker into stride fast. Maestro Maker off the back, and still Maestro Maker in charge. He's been there from the word go. He led the way at the 800 metres mark with Huge Jet a neck away. Odysseus has never been on the track. Franklin Rivers fourth inside. King Win. Typhoon was next. They were followed moving around them by Mr. Bow. Lawyer on the fence. Conair wide. Arena going through in the centre, and a length and a half in the field of Prophet's Kiss. Just up in front of him, Air Affair. Room for a Slew and Strange last of all. The Gloaming Feeler on the bend. 450 out. Maestro Maker in front. Huge Jet about to be given full bore, and Odysseus claims the pair on the outside. 2 lengths away, Lawyer the fence. Now Dye's getting out on Franklin Rivers, and here's Arena. Arena and Franklin Rivers after Odysseus. Lawyer disappointed for a run with the blue cap near the inside. Arena race to the front at the 200. Franklin Rivers is going to match him. Dye on the inside on Franklin Rivers, and Cassidy on Arena. The big boy, Arena in front. Franklin Rivers coming at him again. They got awfully tight, but Arena's too good. Arena wins the Gloaming Stakes from Franklin Rivers. We might hear more. Third prize going to Lawyer. They were followed by Odysseus, who ran a great race from Typhoon. Then came Strange. Further back, Prophet's Kiss, Room for a Slew. Mr. Bow, well out of its ground. Air Affair, Maestro Maker, Huge Jet and King Win. And a long last home was Conair. Just hope the last little bit, but Arena, he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a monster. At 370 and 190, Franklin Rivers kicking strongly at $2. And number 13, Lawyer, at $3.90. The judge.
And the trifecta 206.
Split and then Typhoon down to the 200. Arena hits the front narrowly from Franklin Rivers, followed by Lawyer the inside. Franklin Rivers and Arena clear of Typhoon and Lawyer. Arena put his nose in front. Franklin Rivers is coming out on him, but Arena got there. Arena and Nostril. Franklin Rivers third.
Head on would have been interesting, Keith, but it's just hard to assess them how good they are, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. It took them a while to decide that protest, didn't it?
Yeah, protest there, and Arena hanging on. Gloaming, the 3-year-old staying form's a bit patchy at the moment. It's hard to know. I don't know how good he is. Franklin Rivers and he had a couple of belting duels running into one another in the straight. Have you got an opinion of Arena?
Yes, I think Arena's handy, maybe just off the cream. They bounced at the 300 metres.
Take out the Heritage Stakes.
OK, Brendan's lottery is going to top score on the ratings. 100, least 94, traditional 94. And Mr. Royal Randwick, his trainer, Murray's lottery $1.90, Mr. Innocent 12, Ivory's 43, least 340, traditional 57.
They're off, and Laurie's lottery's pinged out today. Mr. Innocent began quickly at Ivory's the grey into stride smartly. Lisa's handy on the inside from Ice King, and then came traditional. Dye's gain, and last of all, traditional wanting to get his head up in the air. 750 out, Laurie's lottery in front, and York is in charge of the race. He led the way by a half length on Mr. Innocent. 2 away Lease. Cassidy tracking strongly the fence on Lease. Then Ivory's. They were followed by Ice King wide with the red cap. Further back in the field, a Corre, Dane and Traditional with the last shot at them. On the bin, 450 to go. York gives him a little bit more leather now, and Laurie's lottery turns in front. Mr. Innocent won't go away the outside. They're well clear from Ice King coming with a run. Lease in the centre and Traditional not in the call. At the 250 metres mark, Mr. Innocent on the outside of Laurie's lottery. They're stride for stride. Running on Lease, and then came Ice King. Laurie's lottery and Mr. Innocent are having a duel at the 50. Laurie's lottery and Mr. Innocent. Laurie's lottery in front. The big fellow gets there. Yes, he's just won it from Mr. Innocent. What an epic battle they had for the length of the straight, that pair. 4 lengths away, third was Lease. They were followed by Ice King, Traditional, Corro, Dane and Ivory's back with the tail-enders.
Here are the interim dividends. Laurie's lottery, 160, 130. Mr. Innocent running a hell of a race. The Coffs Harbour horse, $4.10. No third tote for Lease, who is should be 100 and entitled to be. La Volta 99, Sir Boom 96, and Rembetica 96. Dane Ripper out, of course, running at temperature this morning. Now Willoughby on the win tote, $2, 12 for both Doremus and Sir Boom, 32 Rembetica, Aerosmith $8, 20 Kiwi La Volta, which is showing $4.90.
And moving in very well, and La Volta is at $4.90. It's going to be very hard to beat according to the betting. And they're the most fancied runners, and there's been good support for Aerosmith, around about $8 on the Super Tab, shorter in the ring. So they're the ones.
Off they go now at the 1,600 metres, and the first out was La Volta from Kiwi Hero. Doremus and Aerosmith drop out to the tail. Willoughby was away fast from his outside gate. He's going forward, and Rembetic is going up as well. They've come 2 lengths to Remus at the 800 corner now, and Kiwi Hero about a neck in front of Rembetica, a length and a half to Willoughby. Sir Boom caught out wide and Bulter on the fence. One further back is La Volta. Aerosmith deep, but that's the place to be today. And then Brave Prince and Doremus last of all, but of Bunchfield at the school now. And Rembetica in front, a half to Willoughby. Sir Boom going up on the outside. Kiwi Heroes had enough. La Volta and Aerosmith are running races around the outside, and then Bulter. But Willoughby cantered up and took the lead from Rembetica, and then Sir Boom. Aerosmith to fourth, and La Volta's only struggling at this point of the race, and Willoughby's travelling well round the turn. Willoughby in front of Rembetica the rail. Aerosmith is still coming home well, and old Doremus has got to the outside. Willoughby the leader. Here's Aerosmith after it. Willoughby in front. Aerosmith levelling up. Aerosmith and Willoughby. Aerosmith with his nose in front, and Aerosmith wanted to head to Willoughby. Doremus a magnificent third in front of La Volta. Then a gap to Sir Boom, followed by Brave Prince, Rembetica, Bulter, and a bad last Kiwi Hero.
For the 450-metre mark, one Sir Boom hard-ridden, then Aerosmith around La Volta from Bolter, and then Doremus. Willoughby hit the front, the Western Australian on the turn from Rembetica. Aerosmith running on from Sir Boom, and then La Volta and Doremus. Willoughby at the 200-metre mark, he nurses at a length in front. Aerosmith coming after him now. Aerosmith after Willoughby, they've got up between them. Aerosmith finishing hard, gets up to Willoughby who fights back. Aerosmith in front from Willoughby and Doremus. Aerosmith wins at a half neck on the line to Willoughby. Third, Doremus out deep.
And $2, Willoughby 140, Doremus. Did you see the old boy stretching out coming to the line? 270 Doremus, Quinella 970, trifecta 132.90.
Deep.
What do you think, Keith?
Well, I think Doremus is a handicapping certainty in the upcoming Metropolitan, Bruce. He's in with 52.5 kilos. He won $1 million last season but didn't win a race, and because of the conditions for the race, look at the old fella getting home in the pink and blue out wide, and there's Aerosmith. Greg Childs, he's back from a knee surgery himself. He's been out of luck, but left the Valley yesterday with two group and a listed win. He's a great race, and Aerosmith's a very good horse. He's a Wellington Cup winner over 3,200 metres, and there he was winning at 1,600 metres. He's now on the third line of betting for the Melbourne Cup. Greg Charles said the ride is mine. Damien Oliver tried to get it before yesterday. This is a good horse.
I agree with you, and I think the impressive thing yesterday, Keith, was that Willoughby looked home and hosed, didn't he, on the turn.
Race coming up, the Ian McEwen Trophy. In fact, it's underweight for age conditions, over 1,000 metres, and that terrific little horse, Paint, rates highly. $8, $9.60 for Rye Hero, and Catena, $12, $5.50 Tokay.
Mazzelda ends. They settle in front by 2 lengths. Paint on the inside of Catena, such a pleasure, trapped out wide. 2 lengths further back is Walnut, a half flavour the outside, in a good place. Wonder Vane Tycoon, Tauke the fence, and then Rye Hero, and Mazzer last of all, through the gap at the 600, and Spellmaker a half. Mazzelda ends. Such a pleasure the outside of Catena, poised to pounce. Paint on the fence waits. Round the outside, Walnut and Flavour on its outside, and then Tauke, who's got off the fence. Rye Hero second last. Spellmaker and Mazzelda ends. Come round the corner in front. Flavour's chasing them. They've swung wide, the lot of them. Paint can get up on the inside. Spellmaker and Mazzelda ends with Flavour coming at them, and Tauke to the outside. Flavour's hit the lead over Spellmaker. Tauke chasing Flavour. Flavour in front though, and it's Childs again. Flavour beat Tauke. Third, probably Paint from Mazzer, a photo. They're clear of Walnut. Back behind them was Spellmaker, followed by Mazzelda ends. In behind them to finish was Rye Hero. Catena dropped right out. Then trails Vane Tycoon, and Such a Pleasure has finished last.
Valley. Here's the dibs. Flavour 8.70, 2.80. Tauke $2.10 was a good first up run, and Paint $2.10. Soon the Theo Marks Quality Handicap, and let's have a look at the Sky ratings for the Theo Marks. Tycoon Lil, this very impressive filly from New Zealand, is rated 100 along with Notoire at 1.6. Catlin Opening isn't rated in the top 4 though. $8.70 with Brad Pengelly on board. Quick Flick at $4.90. Tycoon Lil's at $5.40. 21 Masked Party. Confiscate at 16, Notoire at $5.70, 57 for Super Crazing Steels at $7.20, Pleasure Givers at $9, and Tara.
We just paused there. There's good money for Tycoon Lil. We're looking at the market movers. On-track punters with bookmakers. She's come in 1.5 points with bookmakers on track, and more than...
Gates are back, and Taradu took a backward step at the start. Tycoon Lil was about 4th to jump. Masked Party in front early from Super Notoire, and Quick Flick going quickly. They were followed by Tycoon Lil. She's moved up around Confiscate. Pleasure Giver going back at the 800. And it's the Ghostly Grey. Quick Flick in front of Masked Party, and Tycoon Lil's out 3 wide. A length away, Confiscate inside. Notoire, Mr. Victory racing 6, but 3 deep with the red cap. Further length away in the field is Super Crest inside, Pleasure Giver, then Specialise. They were followed by Blazing Steel, Valence, Catalan opening third, last from Taradoo, and last of all is Luther on the bend. Quick Flick will turn first. Masked Party about to be given a bit more leather. Tycoon Lil ambled up 3 wide, further back Confiscate from the Notoire and Pleasure Giver down the centre, and then came Mr. Victory. Quick Flick in front. Tycoon Lil within a half length the outside, and here's Pleasure Giver putting in a good run. Below the 200, Quick Flick in front. Dye's about to go for the whip on Tycoon Lil as Pleasure Giver and Blazing Steel. Pleasure Giver hit the lead now. Blazing Steel, Tycoon Lil rally back. Pleasure Giver in front. Beautiful ride, gets him home. He wins the Theo marks from Tycoon Lil, far from disgraced. Third, maybe Blazing Steel from Quick Flick, Masked Party, Notoire, Super Crest, and there's Catalan opening late making ground. They were followed by Luther, Confiscate, Valence, Mr. Victory, Taradoo, and last time Specialise.
Giver takes this one. The Theo marks at $8.90 and $2.70. Tycoon Lil, the Kiwi filly, at $2, and Blazing Steel $2.60. Quinella $26.60, and the trifecta was $404 on race number 6.
Tycoon Lil, everyone was fascinated to see how she would go. She had a big weight, she had a wide barrier. It was a very big run, Keith, wasn't it?
Fantastic run. This is the best mare in New Zealand, and what if they clash in the Cox Plate? New Zealand's best mare, Australia's best mare, Dane Ripper, and Might and Power, the champion horse of Australia. That will just end any Anzac ties, I'd reckon, Bruce, when they clash.
No doubt. Let's take them home as Pleasure Giver, who's a pretty good horse, gets over Tycoon Lil.
Quick Flick, Pleasure Giver, Tycoon Lil, and quickly Pleasure Giver hits the front, and Pleasure Giver is racing away. Pleasure Giver wins from Tycoon Lil, Blazing Steel, or Quick Flick.
He looks a real Epsom chance, but I'm with you, Keith. I mean, it'll be incredibly exciting if those horses get to the Valley, all in tip-top form. Thought Catalan openings...
2 Champagne Stakes for the 3-year-old filly, sponsored by Moe and Shandon. Now, Brightside, who won first on 99 and 100 here. Piccadilly Circus at $8.50. We've got Denari at $7.90. The South Australian filly, St Clemens Bell, at $4.70. Grand Archway 12. Brightside, absolutely firing. My Juliet's at 10. Our Missouri at 71.
It's little money for Brightside late in betting. Toy Carousel comes in. We'll start at the 1200. Brightside was the first to break the line. Jolie Pell, St Clemens Bell, Our Missouri jumped fast. So did second last and 2 to Toy. See who's under pressure, and then Love's Choice and Gold Moment. Al Missouri comes to the home turn. The leader from Brightside, St Clemens Bell, running on well near the inside. Denari sticks to the fence, and then Cansey starting to run into it from Love's Choice. St Clemens Bell got the run through, and St Clemens Bell shot 2 in front of Brightside. Cansey, Denari battling along all right, but all St Clemens Bell on the straight. She's 3 lengths clear and has it shot to pieces over Brightside, and St Clemens Bell down near the inside rail at the finish. Beat Brightside, Denari third, Cansey fourth out wide. Then Al Missouri, she held on pretty well. They're followed...
Stakes, so let's take you there. The barrier for the Research Stakes, so let's take you there. And at Rose Hill, here's Brendan.
Over greeting, Lady Bureaucrat.
About evens.
Yes, little in size, but big in ability. There's some pretty nice horses going around here, particularly Dracula and Paris Dream. And as Matthew mentioned, some very famous colours going around here. The Cerise for Newcastle race number 3. Here they are now on the combination of 2, 1, 4 and 6. They are the ratings. 2 Paris Dream over 1 Dracula win. And so I might stick with the John Hawkes trained Dracula. They're moving in well for Newcastle.
Rates are back and tactics are very important, and Dye has bounced Paris Dream straight to the front. Dignity Dancer is going to go through and hit him now. Dracula on the fence will make a line of 3. And coming to the 700 metres mark, Dignity Dancer in front, held together, led 3 parts of a length on Paris Dream. Dracula now comes 3 wide. He elected not to sacrifice the fence because he knew he was going to be pocketed on Dracula, and Tal's 2 lengths away last of all. On the bend, Dignity Dancer, 450 out, straightens in front. Dracula's cruised up the outside. Paris Dream immediately under pressure. 2 lengths away, Tal at the 250. Dracula raced to the front from Dignity Dancer. Paris Dream tries to respond. Dracula below the 200 in front. Dignity Dancer's fighting back. Paris Dream can't reach them. Dracula in front. Cassidy hard hands and heels. He's in front. He's holding Dignity Dancer. Dignity Dancer kicking. Dracula in front. Too good, too classy, and he wins it. Dracula's won from Dignity Dancer. Photo third. Tal or Paris Dream, and that's the end of him for the spring. I don't think there's going to be too many Cox Plates predictions with Paris Dream. G's been disappointing. He didn't find. He is going to improve dramatically, take even further improvement out of that run today. And he's a very good horse, particularly at a mile, a race distance that he is yet to meet defeat in. His third run at the mile, 2 Group 1s, and now the listed Spring Stakes here today.
One of the features of the day.
2 lengths to all in fun. It's trounced in front here, and the speed's pretty good. The Winter Cup winner takes them down the back a length on. What can I say? Classic Chief, as they steady up front, is third on the inside of Covered in Grey. 1.5 Moss down. Sapio 2 and 700 out in the Wanganui Stakes, and trounced from What Can I Say over on the outside, and Covered in Grey's coming around them 3 wide, and Moss Down's poking up and behind them with Classic Chief, and now we've got Chatham starting to go forward. Then Sapio and All in Fun as they come up towards the home corner. There's only 5 top to bottom. Trounce now headed by What Can I Say. Moss Downs is closing very quickly over on the outside. Wide around is Covered in Grey and Chatham. Moss Downs, What Can I Say? Trounce hasn't given it away, and All in Fun starting to come home very strongly, and wide around is Chatham. Moss Downs, What Can I Say? All in Fun on the outside is closing strongly. Old All in Fun, what a super racehorse. He'll win the Wanganui Stakes. All in Fun from Moss Downs, and What Can I Say? Then Trouncey fought hard. Sapio, Chatham, then behind these Classic Chief and Covered in Grey will be the last of the men.
All in Fun by 3/4 of a length from Moss Downs, with What Can I Say a half head away third. The 9-year-old showed the benefit of a brief winter campaign in Queensland, Australia, under Taranaki trainer Warren Diamond. Stake earnings of almost $840,000. He's entered for the Melbourne Cup and will contest the Group 1 Weight for Age Celt Capital Stakes at Hastings in the lead-up.
Number 4, this is the AWA Club Keno Quality Good Field. At $3.40, Shinkan C's at $2.90, Speed Week $14, Spend at $10, now $9.25, and Dakaba's Promise is $29 for race.
Anything else catch the eye?
Siobhan looks very fit in the yard, actually. He was quite impressive. I haven't seen that horse in the flesh since he raced.
Gates open, Snore near the inside, and Marty's Magic and Spin drop back after the start. Other than that, it was a good line out. Chavog going out very quickly with huge demand. I think at the tail of the field, 650 out. And Chavog given his head, led by a length on. Moving up quickly now is Speed Week. A length away, huge demand. Then came Sozzled inside of Zodiac Star. 2 lengths, Shinkan C around Iger Winner. Carver's Promise, deep as Spend. They were followed by Snore and Marty's Magic. Chavog given more leather at the top of the stretch. And 350 to go. Chavog had raced away. He burst 4 lengths in front of huge demand. Spin, Zodiac Star. Then came Sozzled. But it's the real Chavog today. Below the 259 on his back. York riding hard. There's only one danger. Spend if there's a danger. He's 3 lengths away. There's no danger. Chavog in front. Back to his very, very best today. Getting tied, but he'll win. Chavog by a length and a half to Spend. 3 away, Shinkan C and Akaba's Promise. They were followed next of all by Making... Gee, he looked fit going onto the track, that horse. Well, what a difference a change in track condition makes. We've seen a lot of horses today that have failed badly on heavy tracks, but up on top of the ground, the first fast track we've had in Sydney for donkey's ages.
Yes, John, it was great to see him back, but once again, the knockers were too quick to get in because all he's had is runs on heavy tracks this time, and he can't pick his feet up in it. Well, I've got no say, but I just hope they keep him to sprinting and not staying. I think he's too brilliant to stay, John.
Has there been some track at Rose Hill for the Hill Stakes? And the Sky ratings on that for you, for the Hill Stakes, over 1,900 metres. Arenio is 100, Ebony Grove 97, Yippee-Yi-Yo.
How'd you see them before they move in?
Well, I have to agree with you. Ebony Grove looked absolutely sensational. He always looks good, but today he looks really special. He's certainly the horse to beat, and there's certainly good odds about him at 3.
Good on you, Graham. Interesting race, this one. Arena on track has been heavily back. 260 on the tote. You're doing better than the bookmaker boys are serving up at the moment. Ebony won this race last year. They're off. Super Slew out in the centre of the track, bounced away very quickly. On air near the inside, and Bridal Man going up now to sit up outside the leader. Arena's moved up to be on the outside of On Air third. On Air now fourth. 2 lengths away, Yippee-I-O, Praise Indeed, and as usual, Dies dropped Ebony Grove out to a distinct last. 4 lengths away as they turn. Super 700 metres out. Super Sleuth's been in charge from the outset, led by a neck-on Bridal Man. Arita starting to stride around on air. Yippee-I-O, you're quickly behind Cassidy. He's starting to track him into the race. 2 lengths Ebony Grove with the last shot at them, and 2 lengths to Praise Indeed. The Hill Stakes turns for home now, and the leader is Super Sleuth from Bridal Man. Arena is now given full bore. Yippee-I-O to the outside. On air back to the fence, and Ebony Grove starting to wind up. Arena at the 250 moved up on the outside of Super Sleuth, who's fighting back. Yippee-I-O trying to run on. Then on air, Ebony Grove can't reach them at the moment. Arena in front. Super Sleuth's kicking again. Arena, Super Sleuth, and Yippee-I-O grabbing the lot of them. Arena in front. The pull and the weights will get the 3-year-old home, and he wins the Hill Stakes. Arena's won it from Yippee-I-O. Great trial for the Cups from him today. Super Sleuth third, on air fourth. Ebony Grove didn't come on today. They were followed by Bridal Man and Last Home Praise Indeed.
Jack, on our program Racing Retro last Sunday morning, I called him a buffhead. I apologise.
I know you did, Johnny, but I think he is just learning, and I think he's going to be a pretty good horse.
He looked more genuine going to the line today, didn't he?
He'll be awful hard to beat in that championship stakes, I'd say.
That'll be his go, won't it?
That's
2,000 at Randwick.
That's his next run. Yeah, I think he'll go further. He's a real good stayer, I reckon. Like he's out of a good... she won the...
Now, $2.20, $1.60. Yippee-I-O, $2.70. No third, Super Sleuth, $7.30 the Quinella. Ratings on the 6th event, well, Sunline is the top rater on 100. Tsar Royal, 93. Rubik, 80 on the New South Wales TAB. Crimson Flight, Justin Sheehan, $17. Zola, $6.30. Rubicor, Grant Cooksley, $6.70. This is the T-Rose. Tsar Royal at $6.20.
Years we've had Emancipation. Tristanar, Whist, the mother of Tie the Knot. Bold Promise, Burst, Angst, Dananari. Pontel Lass, Assertive Lass, and last year Stella Cadante. 1,500 metres. Gates are back, and Sunline out wide on the track, came out like a rocket. Tsar Royale, Crimson Flight, and Wichita in the gold cap away very quickly. Wichita looking for the lead from Sunline. Going fast, Tsar Royale and Ruby Calls not far away. 11 metres, Mark and Wichita in charge. Led the T-Rose Feel a half length on Sunline, and Zola's been deep the trip. A length away, Tsar Royale inside Crimson Flight. Liana with the orange cap coming wide. Ruby Calls saves ground the fence. Further back in the field, Damala and inserts the rail in the straight. What's the filly got up her sleeve? Cassidy's about to give Sunline ahead at the 300, and she raced to the front from Wichita. The grey Ruby Call, Zola, and now Tsar Royale in the white cap running on, but Sunline pinched a break at the 200. This exciting glamour machine from New Zealand, Sunline burst clear. She opened up a lead of 3 lengths on Zola, then came Tsar Royale, but Sunline, heavy tracks, fast tracks, it makes no difference. She bolts in the T-Rose. Zola's second, Tsar Royale third from Damala, then Wichita and Confer whizzing home late from further back in the field to In Search. They were followed further afield by Smoke and Fire, Haywire, French Tilt. Liana was just in behind those. Ruby Call and Crimson Flight was back with the tail enders. 6 starts, 6 wins, intact. Trained by Trevor McKee from Takanini in New Zealand.
Like a fortnight ago when she bolted in on a heavy track, she bolted in again today on a dry one.
Yeah, well, there seems to be no stopping her. You know, everything you showed her, she just takes in a stride. So.
Devastating turn of foot she's got.
Yeah, and she's probably better off sitting back a little bit too in the field, just getting a drag along. She probably finished the race off a little bit better even still. So she's a little bit green at the moment, but...
Now the Victorian Oaks will be her ultimate goal.
Yeah, we're running the flight stakes here first, and we may even go home and then go to Melbourne. Make it
top of the ground. $2.20 Sunline paid, and $1.30. Zola $2.40. Tsar Royal $2.
Yeah, T-Rose yesterday. 6 out of 6. She's not just a wet tracker. She's pretty special. There's no doubt about that. Do you think she's going to lengthen out almost to the Oaks, or is she going to be a flight stakes 1,000 guineas horse, do you think?
Well, she's just so
She sits
good.
outside the lead at the moment.
You just wouldn't say what she can't do. She's better than these fillies. As you see now, going just performance. See how she's going to the line now, getting right there. But Sunline just looks far too good for the fillies, and an outstanding 3-year-old.
In this. And look at the ratings for that event. Armed for Action is 100. Ahead of Champagne, 95. Blazing Steel on 95. And Horse at $8.30. Champagne, $4.60. Blazing Steel, $4.20. Arletty, well, in the market at $5.80. Dodge, $4.50. $7.20 Armed for Action.
7. Letty has been backed off the map. And at $4.90, he's big overs on the treat going. Gates are back. Einhorse and Champagne Blazing Steel slow to go. Arletty out quickly with Dibbles Dane. They'll share the front on settling down. Low Mass not far away, and Einhorse hunting up on the inside of Past the fence, and Champagne patiently ridden by Die last of all. Coming off the back and racing to the 800. It's Dibbles Dane in front. Arletty popped off the fence, and that pushed Low Mass 3 wide. 2 lengths away, Blazing Steel, Einhorse on the fence. They were followed further back in the field between runners. Then would have been Arm for Action, Dodgers second last, and Champagne with them in. 500 metres to go before the bend. Dibbles Dane in front of Low Mass, and Arletty the centre, poised to pounce. 2 lengths away is Einhorse, Arm for Action coming to the outside. Blazing Steel inside him. Champagne's last Dodge going for a run. In the stretch, Low Mass and Arletty have got the Dibbles Dane. Dodger's looking for a run. He was balked, and Arm for Action and Blazing Steel, and now Champagne. What a race. At the 200, Arm for Action's hit the lead. Dodge, the Queensland Derby winners after him from Champagne. Arm for Action in front. Dodge trying to pick him up. Arm for Action giving plenty. Dodge won't pick up the Queenslander, at Arm for Action too good. Wins from Dodge. Photo third. Champagne from Blazing Steel and Einhorse. Then Arletty, Low Mass, and last of all would have been Dibbles Dane. One of the great training efforts of the Australian turf in recent years. He's bowed a tendon as a youngster, this horse, part owned by John Moore. And he's come back from what should have been the paddock for the rest of his life.
That he found the 2 lengths.
His record's tremendous.
Oh, mate, this would be a super horse with 4 legs.
Right, now
he's only got 2.
You must have been... And he covered ground in the race?
Mate, he's, what, 4 or 5 wide all the way. Yeah, been a great win.
Well, you're up the dividends on the Shannon. Armed for Action, $6.20 and $2.10. Dodge, $1.90, and Champagne, $1.80. $15.40 the Quinella, $142.30 the trifecta.
And fun, Chatham, Sapio, 2 lengths, Tani Mahuta and Create Havoc as they turn and go for home in the Kilt. And Just Call Me Sir in front.
Watch for interference as Just Call Me Sir shifts out, causing Darryl Bradley to pull back on his mount Trounced, running third.
Just Call Me Sir won't give in. Trounced on the outside. Batavian tries his heart out, then Fair Form. Just Call Me Sir's finding plenty. Batavian and Trounced in Fair Form. Just Call Me Sir, a star is born. Just Call Me Sir, Batavian. I wouldn't be sure third. Sapio, Magnet Bay both flew. Right with these runners then was Trounced when they've crossed the line. Back and behind them all in Fantani Mahuta. The next Cronus, then Magnet Bay. Chatham Avedon and Create Havoc. The 3-year-old has done it.
Yes, the 3-year-old gelding Just Call Me Sir by half a length from the 5-year-old Batavian, who couldn't overcome the pull-in weights. But Chief Stipend, in fact, third went to the 5-year-old mare Fair Form in a good Caulfield Cup trial.
Johnson, the rider, and ridden by Opie Barson.
Waikato trainer Laurie Laxton was unsure whether Just Call Me Sir would make the distance in the VRC Derby, for which he's nominated on October 31.
Moment, Chevron and Josh Sticks have been other interesting winners this week. The Underwood Stakes will probably shape the spring. 6 of the top 7 favourites in the Melbourne Cup. Your tips today for the Vic Health and the Underwood?
El Mirada, I would have been theatre if they'd been on top of the ground at Caulfield, but Gold Guru, this is his day. He's got to do it, but Tie the Knot will be...
At Caulfield, that being the listed J.D. McDonald Stakes, a very exciting race indeed. Let's take a look at the Sky rating. Slavonic is rated on top at 100, as he's come to order. Sedation at 90.
Kilimanjaro to... stand up and be counted and maybe fill in the 3rd place.
All right, now they're at the barriers and they're moving in. Coup de Grace, number 1, is at about $12. Splendid Horse, 17. Clay Fighter, 48. Special Edition, 14. Sedation, $4. Then we've got Bet on a Roadie, 18. Examine the Books at $31.90. Kilimanjaro, 16, nearly $17 now. Spectacular.
Bet on the Road, a little edgy. The Mookster took a dive at the gate, joined the field. They're ready. Off they go. The Mookster didn't begin well down on the inside. Coup de Grace was away very fast with Reneg. Special Edition ridden for pace. Splendid Horses come across very fast when they settle down. And then take Reneg and Slavonic off the course. Followed by Bet on a Road on the inside. And then came Come to Water. Sedation also travelling wide next on the outside from Examine the Books. One further back, Spectacular Gold, admired a long way back from Wajib Star and Clay Hero down the side at the 600. And the leader is the Mookster, a half in front of Splendid Horse Special Edition. Slavonic's hunted up around the outside. He'll be with the leaders coming for home. Sedation's got under his back and is running on well, and Spectacular Gold Right around the outsides coming home when they swept into the straight now, and the Mookster headed off by Splendid Horse. Slavonic right there to challenge, wider out Sedation, Spectacular Gold in the straight. Splendid Horse drew nearly a length in front. Here's Slavonic coming after it. Special Edition and Sedation down the outside from Spectacular Gold. It's Splendid Horse in front though. Sedation has to dig deep with Spectacular Gold. Splendid Horse in front, 50 to go, stopping a bit. Sedation coming at it. Bet on a Road flying through. Bet on a Road. Bet on a Road has burst through and he's got up to win. Now the minors, we've got Sedation, Splendid Horse with Spectacular Gold wide out on the course. They were followed then by Special Edition. Just behind them, Slavonic Admired, and they were followed by Coup de Grace. Back behind them, Touch of Mahogany, Examine the Books, and they were followed then by Reneg, and well back is Wajib Star, followed by Kilimanjaro, Come to Water, the Mookster, and Clay Fighter, one of the last to greet the judge. Bet on a Road has got through with a late burst. And
Race 4, approximate dividends are through now. Bet on a Road 1960 and 490, Sedation 180 and Spectacular Gold $2.50. The Quinella for numbers 5 and 6 $42.
Race, the Vic Health Cup. It used to be called the Invitation Stakes for many, many years. And Willoughby's are scratching. Special Dane is at $7.30. Rocky's at 17, now $18. El Mirada, $7.30. Penn picked it up in lead and will be close to lead, I should imagine, today, at about $31. Now, Theatre, $3.40, bit easy in the ring. But a couple of the winners that have got up today have been easy nonetheless. So there you go. So don't take the 69 and Lord Luskin, about the $69, $70 mark as they head round to the barrier stalls for this event. As far as the market movers are concerned, as you can see on your screen in the order of betting. So we'll go down those. Theatre number 1.
There's been a good move at longer odds for Staging. In fact, a very good move. She's come in 8 points. The latest ring. So off they go at the 1400. Good Dispatch too, and Gullible one of the first out. Theatre began in a hurry. He's right up there in the pace early. So too is Special Dane. Pace from the outside with Carnelian coming across, and Holderman's gone fast as well. The Green Lady of the Pines a long way back. El Mirada is next to last in company with Will Fly. Holderman led coming down the side, a length to Paint the Half to Monet's Cave. 1 to Theatre fourth, ridden up to Monet's Cave. 1 to Theatre fourth, ridden along a little on the inside of Carnelian. 1 Mighty Way, Special Dane. Half a length to Plasker and then Lord Luskin. They're followed by Gullible Staging. Pengulu a good way back on the inside of Rock You, Lady of the Pines, and then follows Confiscate, Rustic Dream. El Mirada second last turning, and 2 to Will Fly. Holderman shot 3 in front before the turn. Theatre's under the whip from Monet's Cove. Wider out as Paint, Mighty Way and Carnelian, and then Lord Luskin staging down the outside. Plasker switching course. Holderman the leader. Theatre's digging deep. Coming after the Mighty Way. Lord Luskin with a run. It's Theatre racing after the lead. The Holderman. Holderman from Theatre and Lord Luskin on the outside. Lord Luskin's taken the lead. Lord Luskin won it from Theatre second. Holderman held third, I think, from Staging out wide. From Staging out wide, Rustic Dream running on well, and then Plasker. They're followed by Mighty Way, Will Fly. Next in Special Dane, El Mirada, followed by Carnelian, Lady of the Pines, Monet's Cove, Gullible Confiscate never came into it, nor Pengulu. Paint as well back, and Rock You as last of all. Lord Luskin, not many people, nobody gave him a chance. Trained by Leon Corstens. Just about his biggest win, I think, Leon. It was just about impossible to have, I thought. He did win the Victoria Handicap at this track. It's probably about...
Number 19, Lord Luskin, the big upset here, paying $62.80 and $15.30. Number 13, Theatre, the 3-year-old, just unable to go on with it in the closing stages, $180, and Holtiman, $23.30. Race coming up at Caulfield, the 6th on the card, the Naturalism Stakes over 2,000 metres. The ratings now for that: number 6, Our Unicorn on top, Laugh and Dance, $98, Quick One, Second Coming, $28, Old Tawny, $6.50, Our Unicorn, the favourite, at $3.50, Brave Prince, $6.20. Over the page to Stormy Jim, who is currently showing $26. Vitronite, $7.70. Royal Cal...
Our Unicorn is the favourite at $3.50. As you said, looks the pick of those in the mounting yard when they were in that mounting yard a short time ago.
Off they go. Second Coming won the jump from Prince Aluka. Fonzarelli, Vitronite out well. Also out quickly is Court of Honour, and Brave Prince wants to go forward in the early part. Old Tawny, he's grabbed hold of him and he's cut across down towards the inside. Awesome tightening there. Old Tawny got a bit of it and he's dropped back to third last. Our Unicorn went round him at the 1600. Prindane led Prime Address coming up the side of the course. They've got 800 to run. Stormy Jim is third and Brave Prince is fourth. The pace has been on. Two to Court of Honour ridden along. They're followed by Laugh and Dance within two of the leader now, and Veteranite just inside her. 2 lengths to second coming Prince Aluka. Crystalero round the outside, and then Royal Caliph. Old Tawny's a long way back, and so is Our Unicorn coming towards the turn. Only behind them Fonzarelli, and 5 lengths to heed the toll. Prime Address at the 400 raced up in the centre to go to the lead. Here's Laugh and Dance coming after him. Immediately they come round the turn with Crystalero running on. Then Brave Prince and Veteranite desperately ridden down on the inside. Our Unicorn is still a long way back, and so is Old Tawny. At the 250, Prime Address the leader, Crystalero, Veteranite coming at it. It's Veteranite getting up on the inside and Crystalero the outside, and here's Our Unicorn now. He's flying home on the outside. Veteranite, Crystalero, Our Unicorn, a monster of a win. Our Unicorn got up on the outside, a magnificent effort. Now the miners, either Crystalero or Veteranite, little in that between the pair. Clear of Prime Address, Prince Standard, and then came Laugh and Dance. Might have got there a bit too early. Back behind them, Prince Aluka, Royal Caliph second, coming Old Tawny. He was followed by Brave Prince and Heed the Toll, and behind these in the race was Court of Honour and Fonzarelli. Stormy Jim is also behind those. He's pulled up just after going over the line, and that is a magnificent win. Our Unicorn has made up such an amount of ground in the last couple of 100 metres. In the frame it goes, number 6, ridden by Eddie Wilkinson. That's a stunning win. He will be rocketing up charts for both cups because he gets in with just 50.5 kilos. I think he would be liable for a penalty for this victory. But I think that...
That's the hardest rides I've had for a while. He certainly stood them up a big margin, but ran them down. As Simon just said, they did go quick, and it was made for a horse to get home. But he, from a Caulfield Cup point of view, you couldn't afford to get back like that and win a Caulfield Cup. But from the Melbourne Cup type of race, it was an ideal run, you know. I mean, it was an ideal run, you know. I mean, sure, he's probably now qualified for the Caulfield Cup, and he'll go around in it. But Simon, you know as well as I do, you don't give them starts like that in Caulfield Cups and win them.
No, not at all.
$3.50 and $1.70. $6.50 for Crystalero the Roughie, and Vitronite third, paying $2.60, and the Quinella, $47.10. Trifecta, $749.
Better weight for age races that we've seen so far this season. All right, it's time now to look at the ratings for this. Dane Ripper on top at 100. Gold Guru, the Australasian 3-year-old of the year last season, 98. Tie the Knot, the Sydney Cup winner, 97. And Umrum, who won the Craigley Stakes last start, also at 92nd. Doremus, the old-timer, $13. Istadad, $92. Aerosmith, the Fee and Stakes winner, is at $15. Markham, $97. Huge each-way odds there on that horse, who ran third in the Melbourne Cup. Darazari, the Smart Import, is at $9.90. Cheviot, $80. Gold Guru, $4.20. Tie the Knot, $12. Over the page we go to Umrum at $8. The Hind, the Adelaide Cup winner, at $25. Dane Ripper, the favourite here, at $3.30. Spectrum, $35. Von Ann, $41. Jezebel, $145. And La Volta, the Colin Alderson trained horse, $16. I wonder if you can...
Now $8.40 has just changed. Tie the Knot is into $8.60, we've been mentioning all the time. Has been very heavily backed in the ring. It's into $8.60 and...
Racing. Darazari away quickly down on the inside in company with Gold Guru. Umrum into stride fast, and La Volta's gone forward. Dane Ripper jumped well. She's settling in the first half dozen or so. Van Anna's handy as well. As they settle footy into stride now, and it's Umrum taking up the running from Darazari. Von Anna's a half length away. Not back behind him then is Spectrum, followed by Markham and Doremus last of all. Umrum took the field down the side. At the 800, it's Umrum 3/4 Jezebel. Umrum 3/4 Jezebel, 1.5 Darazari. Von Ann the outside, and La Volta's running fifth with Istadard going quickly around the outside. They're followed by Cheviot and Gold Guru on the fence. 2 lengths then to Dane Ripper. Aero Smith's around her, and then the Hind. A couple of lengths behind them, Spectrum and Tie the Knot, and then Doremus and Markham when they came to the turn. Umrum the leader now. Nikolic firing him up, led by a half. Jezebel and Vanan. Darazari just behind them 4th. Then Chevy at Estadard coming wide. Now Dane Ripper still only 4 behind her when they corner. Umrum into the straight, kicked out by more than 2 lengths now. Darazari finishing well on the inside of Jezebel, running a big race. A gap then to Vanan. The Hind getting up on the inside. Here's Tie the Knot starting to storm home down the outside. It's Umrum the leader. Tie the Knot is flashing home with Jezebel. Tie the Knot out wide. Grab them. Tie the Knot won it from Jezebel and Umrum.
In Sydney, the 8.
Inside, here's Tie the Knot starting to storm home down the outside. It's Umrum the leader. Tie the Knot is flashing home with Jezebel. Tie the Knot out wide. Grab them. Tie the Knot won it from Jezebel and Umrum. Dane Ripper did her best lurk late, and so did the Hind. Old Doremus came home down the outside with then Spectrum and Aero Smith not far away from them. Darazari on the rails and Gold Guru. Next, Von Ann and La Volta, followed by Markham, Cheviot and Estadard towards the tail of the field. Stunning wind to Tie the Knot. Storming down the outside, the Sydney Cup winner at his 3rd run back from a spell. Ridden cold by Shane Dye, has charged home down the middle of the course to win.
Yeah, Graham, he's just what a great horse he is. Proved that today, and you know, he's now won 4 Group 1 races. He's a marvellous horse.
You got to pinch yourself?
I have.
Skyward combination. The up-and-coming...
270. Jezebel nearly causing a major upset there, $22.10. And Umrum, $270 for 3rd. The Quinella for numbers 8 and 14, $706. And the Trifecta, a massive $11,415.
The racing world has been shocked by the news that Dane Ripper has run her last race. Australia's champion mare will now be retired to stud after injuring a tendon in yesterday's Underwood Stakes.
Australia is looking for a new queen of racing after the shock retirement of Dane Ripper. Injuring herself in yesterday's Underwood Stakes, the 5-year-old mare will now go to stud, with owners hoping her progeny can repeat her remarkable deeds.
They're pretty devastated, like the rest of it all be. I mean, and they lost a great racehorse, and we lost a great racehorse for the spring as well. But all being well, she can come back and be a champion broodmare now.
Winning last
after rejoicing it was going to shape the spring, it did. Dane Ripper was injured and gone, but Tie the Knot looks a super chance now for one of the cups at least.
Bruce, I would compare the racing of Tie the Knot with the racing of Might and Power. Tie the Knot is doing everything. He's enjoying his racing. He's winning with his ears pricked. You saw Might and Power yesterday.
Just recapping on a little comment earlier from Graham McNeice there back in town in Sydney. Hot touch. We've caught up with the late mail on Hot Touch in Sydney. Hot touch. We've caught up with the late mail on Hot Touch. Young Brian Parks mounting the 5th, and they're off and racing at Moonee Valley.
Fraction awkwardly, but she gets back anyway. First out, Quiet Style, a nice leader in the early part, but going up fast on the outside, Londa Lazy. Gliding Light is holding a prominent place towards the leading horses on the rails, and Londa Lazy by a length to Quiet Style. Gliding Light on the inside of Skyrocket. 2 lengths Will Fly in an awkward place on the inside of Discretion. Madonna around the out. Specialist Londa Lazy leads. Skyrocket coming after her. Can she run the 1600 out? One away in the field then is Gliding Light on the inside of Quiet Style. He's got to the outside on Will Fly when they corner. In the white cap running about 5th. Londa Lazy led. Skyrocket is under a lot of pressure, and Londa Lazy shot 2 in front round the turn. Will Fly's got a big sprint and she'll need it. Londa Lazy more than 2 in front. Skyrocket can't run on. Will Fly with a run. Londa Lazy well clear. Gliding Light battling, and Will Fly a fall. Quiet Style lost the rider. Londa Lazy in front. Will Fly lunged, didn't make it. Londa Lazy by a head to Will Fly. 3rd Gliding Light. Next Skyrocket 4th. Just couldn't quite run the trip. Lady of the Pines made a bit of ground. Next in the field then was Miss Perron. Towards the end was Madonna. It was last to go over the line. Discretion was last actually. And Quiet Stop.
750 and 230. Will Fly 140. Gliding Light 210. The Quinella 940, $153.70. 5, 1 and 4 at Moonee Valley. This is the big one tonight, or one of the big ones.
Yeah.
The Japan Racing Association Cup.
Yes, let's have a look at another further updated market as they head round to the barrier stalls. They're on the track for this, and we'll take you to Simon and Joe in a moment. Marble Hall's $5.90. Count Shivers 16. Happy Star 20. 20 Ben's Rocket. Starbinder is at 28. 440 All Don. Ancient Cities at $3.10. Number 8. And then we've got Prime Address at 8.20, Fonzarelli 33, Stark.
Ancient City in the middle of the line began well. Marble Halls was away nicely. Prime Address is pushing up, holding the rails in the early part. Happy Star and Star Cossack wide out are going forward. At the post, Prime Address holds out Marble Halls and Happy Star. Cossack, Ildon, Wonder Count, Noble Ben Barra starting a run around it. Coming down the side now, and Prime Address in front, led by ahead. Marble Halls putting on the pressure. Pete the Painter next from Star Cossack. Happy Star gone. Ildon gets to the outside, and then Count Chivas. Ancient City too far back, it would appear, coming home along the rail. Prime Address in front. Marble Halls, it's his D-Day. He's trying hard the outside. Pete the Painter next. Star Cossack coming into it. Prime Address is tackled by Marble Halls. Prime Address, Pete the Painter is down the outside with Ildon and Star Cossack. Ildon's flying home. Pete the Painter, Ildon beat Pete the Painter half a length. Prime Address close up third. Star Cossack fourth. Marble Halls didn't go on. Pretty ordinary effort him. In behind them, Count Chivas, and they were followed then at the head of the other horses by Ancient City, a good way back from Starbinder, Ben's Rocket, Fonzarelli, Noble Ben Barra, and Happy Star.
He's just come into the into his fitness at the right time, and if he can get a run in the Caulfield Cup, he'll run well.
How did you rate him coming into this preparation?
$4.40 and $1.80 Ildon. Pete the Painter $9, the Ruffy, and Prime Address $2.10, $109 the Quinella. His lottery. On top, 100, not surprisingly, ahead of Mr. Innocent 97, Shinkan C 92, Traditional on 92. Here's the market lorries lottery, $1.90, Jim Cassidy aboard. Paris Dream, $12, Mr. Innocent 11, Shinkan C 10, Lease 760, Traditional $7.90, Kenwood Melody $30, Ice King, Grant Cooksley $38, and Glamis into $15, Gavin Duff.
And this is a race, this one. Laurie's Lottery has been a little bit easy. There's been good support for Lease. Lease has been well backed on track. Support for Miss Fox Stakes, a Group 2 level are set. Lights are on and they're racing. Traditional near the inside, a shade slow to go. Mr. Innocent out wide, and also Laurie's Lottery away quickly. Laurie thunders to the front. Going fast, Mr. Innocent to be second. Kenwood Melody, Paris Dream, the fence from Lease. Then Shinkan C and Glamis last of all. 750 out. 7 lengths first to last, and Laurie's Lottery bowling along before the bend. Going up to his girth now is Mr. Innocent. It's a replica almost of the Heritage Stakes from 2 weeks ago. 2 lengths further back, Ice King, Traditional the fence. Then Kenwood Melody, Paris Dream, Shinkan C. Lisa's well off the speed, second last, giving the leader 7 lengths, and 2 lengths away, Glamis in the straight, 400 out. Cassidy yet to feel for the big Toowoomba 3-year-old. It's Laurie's Lottery in front. Mr. Innocent on a loose rein chasing. Down the outside, Kenwood Melody putting in a big run. Then Ice King, and Lisa's not in the call with Traditional. Cassidy said go. Laurie's Lottery in front. One danger, Kenwood Melody at the 100. Laurie's Lottery in front with Kenwood Melody levelling up. Kenwood Melody coming home the better. Kenwood Melody put his nose in front and draws clear to win by a long neck on the line. Kenwood Melody first, Laurie's Lottery second, third about 5 away was Mr. Innocent, then came Ice King, Paris Dream, Lisa flop, Traditional a flop, Shinkan C second last, and Glamis a dismal run last. Kenwood Melody got out to terrific odds, 26.60 and 5.70, bit better with the bookie boys on recent performance at this track on a heavy surface, defeating Helm. He showed a lot,
Terry, but I can tell you something. He is an outstanding horse, and Bill, if he hasn't improved 4 lengths since he won here the other day, I'm not standing at Randwick.
Well, he won on the heavy here the other day, so, you know, we know that he'll handle that, and he's won on a good track today and carried the level weights with these probably some of the best horses in the country, best 3-year-olds anyway, and, you know, we've got a pretty promising horse coming up here.
He hit the line.
Yeah, he really is a bulldog. He wants to keep getting there.
And Corey to Melbourne.
26.60 and 5.70. Laurie's Lottery $1.30. Mr. Innocent $2.10. 25.90 the Quinella. $345 the trifecta. Brendan Parnell.
Melody looks to be a very good young horse. Could he be the new Guineas chance, do you think?
Well, he's got a chance on the score of potential and improvement. However, Dracula favourite. This race was put on for Laurie's Lottery, was able to make his own way in front.
At the moment, Max.
He dashes clear. He's a very talented horse, but Kenwood Melody hasn't had near the experience nor the seasoning, yet finishes very, very well and will get better. A talented horse, but I just don't know whether he can improve enough to beat a horse like Dracula in the Caulfield Guineas.
And theatre ratings for the next event at Randwick. And here we go. Franklin Rivers, the top one on 100. Lawyer 97. Typhoon 9. Franklin Rivers, all the rage. Shane Dye, $1.70. Typhoon, $7.70. They're on the track for this. Lawyer is $6.90. Air.
And he certainly...
Back in their racing, and they've come away in a good line with Franklin Rivers with the gold and black cap very quickly out of the gates. Aerofair away fast. Tal on the fence settling third. Visionary with the white cap travelling up. Brazil over the crossing at the 800 metres mark, and Visionary made plays. Been in there virtually most of the way. He led by a half length on Aerofair. A length away Typhoon. Dye is waiting for an out on the favourite Franklin Rivers. Lawyer between them. Room for a slew. Letting rip with a run 3 wide. 2 lengths away Wellington, Tal, Strange, and last of all then would have been as they come around the bend Brazil. 4:50 to go, and the baldy face of Visionary leads the way with Aerofair going up to tackle. Franklin Rivers has got no run on the fence. Typhoon in the grey. Wellington coming with a good run, and Lawyer with the blue cap about to get out. Dies in a fast pocket on the fence with nowhere to go. At the 200, and Wellington had burst to the front from Lawyer. Then Aerofair. Now Franklin Rivers getting out, but it's too late. Wellington in full cry at the 100 is well clear, and Wellington, a most improved horse, racing away to win. Wins 2.5 lengths to Lawyer and Franklin Rivers third. Then Aerofair. Brazil made ground from Typhoon, Tal, Strange, Room for a Slew, and Visionary last home. The race was all over by that. For one, Shane Dye at $1.20. He was pocketed. He got out Dye. The race was all over by that stage. He really...
Well, now, Guy Walter, I don't know. I might get sick of interviewing you today, the way this is shaping up.
I hope you do, John.
He
sent the mare to Varick, and...
You know who that's for, don't you? Well, the punters at Randwick are none too happy with Shane Dye, who rode the short price favourite Franklin Rivers, got caught in a zip fastener pocket and got
$13.20 and $2.80 for Wellington. Lawyer $1.70 for Randwick. Let's have a look at the ratings, and it's Zorrigal, the top one, on 100, Bazile Bay on 98, Tricove 94, Great Carmody $19, Banner Headline $4, Bazile Bay at $3.20, Peep on the Sly $10, Zorrigal $9.50, Tricove $5.60, Nip $23 to John Marshall to ride.
Bazile Bay looks the pace, and he's the favourite. $3.40. Banner head. Gates are back, and Zorrigal is shade slow to get going. Bazile Bay pinged out from the centre, and he's heading straight up looking for the early lead. Supercrest, the former NZ, are going with him. A length at Deep on the Sly, Taradu, and 2 lengths to Lomas. Bazile Bay, given his head by Munce at the 650, is nicely clear. 2 in front of Supercrest and Banner Headline, who's travelled deep. A length away Zorrigal, and with the red cap just behind those is Antiquity. 2 lengths to Deep Snip, Tricove the fence, Peep on the Sly, Lomas, and Taradu. In the straight, 400 to go. Bazile Bay in front. Munce is yet to shake him up. He's travelling sweetly. He's a length clear. Supercrest is coming after him with Antiquity. Then Banner Headline, Deep Slip, and then came Peep on the Sly. Over the rise at the 200, and Munce said go, and Bazile Bay extended beautifully. Race 2 lengths in front of Supercrest, Deep Snip, Antiquity. But the real Bazile Bay is standing up and being counted today. He's much too good. Bazile Bay wins just over 2 lengths on the line. Deep Snip second. Supercrest third from Trico, Peep on the Sly. Antiquity, Banner Headlines, Zorrigal, Lomas, and Taradu last in. And he's a horse who has got tremendous high cruising speed, Bazile Bay, and he extended that speed today, racing away.
He should be nice next week for the Epsom, John. I'll tell you, that'll improve him a lot, that.
Right. What about the mile?
Mate, I think he'll get the mile all right, you know. Yeah. I think that'll really improve him the run, you know.
You've had a lot
51 kilos, you know, that'll help.
That won't give him a pain in the back.
No.
You're on. Bazile Bay $3.40, $1.60, Deep Snip $5.20, Supercrest $4, George Main Stakes in the $7 being the trifecta on race 6. The 2 is George Main Stakes in the ratings on that. Might and Power, yep, understandably the top rater on 100, Catalan Opening and Willoughby next on 95, and Tycoon Little on 93. Here is the total call. Might and Power $2.60, Catalan Opening is $8.50, Juggler $11, Willoughby $24, Valance 98, Des's Dream 26, Northern Drake 11, Grant Cooksley to ride, Tycoon Lil is at $4, number 8, Shane Dye, and Dracula, number 9, is at $6.10.
Very hard to tip around Might and Power, I know, but...
Crew on track said Dracula looked in superb order going to the start. He's... Clash of the Titans. Set. Gates are back and they're racing. Might and Power only fairly away. Northern Drake went back after the start with Juggler. Willoughby won the break. Tycoon Lil is ridden aggressively by Di, and Maitan Power is now sealed up on the fence by York. He's going through, and they're going hard in the early stages. 2 lengths away Dracula and 2 lengths away Valence. Coming up to the 800 metres crossing, and Willoughby, the terrier from WA, led the way from Maitan Power. Tycoon Lil a length away. They were followed by Juggler, 3 wide, going up around Cattle and Opening, and Duffy's got him close in the run. A length to Des's Dream, Northern Drake, then came Dracula, and 3 lengths away Valence as they come to the bend. 600 metres to go, and the leader now is Maitan Power. York starts to rev up the champ, and he went through on the inside of Willoughby. They'll turn together. Tycoon Lil about to come 3 deep and come with her run. Juggler to the outside, running on from Des's Dream, and right down the centre is Dracula. Maitan Power is the first horse beat, and Tycoon Lil went to the front. The 3-year-old Dracula is starting to chime in with Northern Drake. Dracula after Tycoon Lil from Northern Drake and Des's Dream. Larry Cassidy took the freshman to the front. It's Dracula drawing clear from Tycoon Lil, Des's Dream, and the 3-year-old wins the George Main. Dracula first, Tycoon Lil second, Des's Dream third, then Northern Drake. Not a bad run him, probably 1 run short today from Juggler. Maitan Power was beaten before the bend from Valence, Cattle and Opening, and last home was Willoughby.
As they come to the corner, 500 to go, and Maitan Power given rein by York, shot through on the inside and takes the lead narrowly from Willoughby as they round the bend. Tycoon Lil is coming at the pair of them, and then Juggler followed by Cattle and Opening, Dracula and Des's Dream, and Northern Drake trying to weave clear. Tycoon Lil heads the front, Maitan Power's gone. Tycoon Lil taken on by the 3-year-old Dracula. Tycoon Lil headed by Dracula, then Northern Drake, Des's Dream, Juggler. Dracula the leader. The mare fights back Tycoon Lil, but to no avail. And the youngster in the George Main, Dracula, scores a brilliant win.
We're of the belief that the mile would be too short for him today, Maitan Power. He raced like a horse that maybe is crying out for a longer journey, and one would have to say, in a race like the Cox Plate, he'll have to sharpen up a little bit better than that. The first 800 covered in 46.10. They were absolutely flying, 46.10. Flying, 46.10. The last 600, they walked in 37.07, hand-timed at 135.10.
Win running away. Can't take anything away from it. $7.10, $2.10, Tycoon Lil, $1.40, Des's Dream, $4.80, $11.80 the Quinella, $542 the Trifecta. I have to take this.
All right, Graham, now run under his lightweight and under very strong riding from Larry.
Sydney Morning Herald, when he looked at the chances for Dracula and also Maitan Power and Tycoon Lil. Age, fitness and distance may see Dracula at the champ's throat. Max, well done. Good photo of you in there too. You were spot on. The 3-year-olds have got a good record in the George Main, haven't they?
Yes, I must concede though, Bruce, that the tactics of Brian York definitely suited Dracula. They weren't out of the question, but...
he rode Maitan Power. What makes you say that?
Well, put it this way, Maitan Power's a horse. He's a super horse, but he's not a Ferrari. He would have had to have been a Ferrari to win yesterday, the way York rode him. There were extenuating circumstances. York said he had to lead. If he'd eased, he said he would have been put in a pocket and in terrible trouble. I think that was the lesser of the 2 options. I think he should have taken it.
Tycoon Lil becoming a bit of a bridesmaid, do you think? Second place a lot now.
Well, she's got to be up there, and when you're having races run at this ferocious pace, it suits the back marker, and that's why Dracula did look to have a great chance. Now look at...
he's on the fence, Maitan Power, half length behind the leader.
York is sooling him up. He's keeping him going. They ran the first 800 metres in 46.1, 3 seconds faster than average.
Dracula, by the way, in the famous Cerise colours in about 7th position and about to angle to the widest.
49.5 against 58. Now, Maitan Power now, he's a shot bird. He's gone, but Tycoon Lil goes to the front after being on the pace all the way. She's had to sustain tremendous pressure. That's Juggler being checked, and of course down the outside with the weight pull, very fit 3-year-old now, and a very talented 3-year-old, and he just proved too good. There's poor Maitan Power wilting over the latter stages. Certainly, look,
what do you reckon?
I've had my doubts about Maitan Power's performance so far. I know that he does better over 2,000 metres, but he's having a lot of hard racing. That's what I've got against him.
Do you want to back him in the Cox Plate, Max? It's a fair way off. Do you want to back him in the Cox Plate?
I want to have a look at him next start. I don't have to obligate myself.
No, true, but do you think he'll be a force this spring? I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Of Moonee Valley today. that being the Group 2 Bill Stutt Stakes for 3-year-olds over a mile. It's a race we've been looking forward to all day. Let's check the ratings for this. St Clemens Bell is on top at 100. Bet on a Road, 98.
Weight number 1. He looked exceptionally well going around to the gates, and look for a move from Eddie Wilkinson to probably take over mid-race and make this a truly run race, Graham. Okay. And I also thought that Bet on a Road, he's done exceptionally well after winning the McDonald last start, and as we know, Brett Preble to ride him. Also over the page we have Helm, D. Gouchy's mount. Now, he looked exceptional, this horse, going around, and there's a lot of money for him on course.
A lot of money indeed. In fact, it got out in the betting. It's firmed 2 full points. It's for St Clemens Bell, very solid now, and major
one of the afternoon. Off they go. Bet on a Road began well, admired fractionally slow. Mr. Bow began fast. Spectacular Gold easing back. Going forward, Splendid Horse. Major Fun jumped well. He's settling back in the field. They're very tightly bunched. Here's the first turn coming up. Benazee and Coup de Grace are going forward on the outside. At the first bend, Mr. Bow down near the inside led. Helm is second. Coup de Grace inside. Major Fun's gone back to second to last. And Bet on a Road is last down the side. At the 600, Mr. Bow going for home already, led by 2 lengths to Splendid Horse, Coup de Grace. St Clemens Bell has quickly got to the outside, and the filly is charging after the leader now. Helm is desperately hard ridden on the inside as Benazee starts a run from Tarot Star, and Major Fun is still about 7 or 8 lengths off them coming around the turn. And the filly St Clemens Bell has raced to the lead now over Mr. Bow, Splendid Horse. Tarot Star and Benazee are chasing St Clemens Bell, but she leads well into the straight. St Clemens Bell about 3 lengths to Tarot Star coming after her fast now, and Helm is getting another move on. Helm is coming after St Clemens Bell. St Clemens Bell from Helm. Helm lunged. Oh, gee, not sure about this. St Clemens Bell and Helm together. Spectacular Gold ran out of room behind them, has finished third. Benazee next, and they were followed by Mr. Bow, Bet on a Road, and Major Fun next out wide. A gap behind them to Wajib Star, admired, and a long break then to Tarot Star, who's finished towards the trying to get through, but the gap closed up. Gouchy's had to grab hold of Helm, otherwise it would certainly have got the photo. It's not beaten in it yet, but if Gouchy hadn't have had to stop riding Helm when it ducked in, I think it might have won the race, because St Clemens... And it's a dead heat, Semaphore, was it? Yes, it is. It's a dead heat. It's a dead heat between 14 Helm and 12 St Clemens Bell. Judge has...
On the outside, you can see there Spectacular Gold.
Yes.
In the lemon with the blue spots, and it gets squeezed out as Helm appears to come in.
I think you'll find Craig Williams will protest against Helm, and he'll probably...
Two protests, the third place getter against the winner, alleging interference over the last 100 metres, and St Clemens Bell against Helm, the dead heater, also for interference in the concluding stages. So there's 2, Graham.
Wow, so the
busy time.
Busy time in that.
Are dismissed and the placings stand. In the view of the stewards, whilst interference did occur to Spectacular Gold approaching the winning post, it was brought about by Helm shifting in, and prior to St Clemens Bell being brushed on the hindquarters, that mare did shift out slightly. But in the view of the stewards, the interference didn't affect the result of the race and the placing stand. Thank you.
Dead heaters. St Clemens Bell, $2.70 and $2.30. Helm, $3.90 and $2.70. And third, Spectacular Gold,